Welcome to the MoreGems.com. I'm Steve Moriarty, your host. And with us tonight are my two sons, Michael, who's in charge of production. Hi, Mike.
Hey, everybody.
And Jeffrey, who's doing our chat moderating tonight.
How we doing, everybody? Been a while.
Yeah,
Good to see
it's been
a lot
too long.
of familiar faces. Well, not faces, but familiar screen names.
Familiar
tonight,
names,
so.
yes. Yeah, welcome, everybody. Hopefully we will get some good chat in tonight. Any questions you might have, please feel free, and we'll try and answer any of your questions.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so I think we want to get right into about our trip and everything to start the show. Or
Sure. Of course, we're just back from Tanzania and Kenya. The three of us went and really had a great trip. We had a lot of fun. It was good having my two sons with me, and it really was a great trip to Africa.
Yeah, it was, we had heard, Michael and I have heard about your trips from the past, and, you've been all over the place, mining and looking for gems. So it was finally, it was long awaited to be able to travel to one of these countries with you and see what you do, and finally seeing how stressful it actually is. It is not the easiest thing in the world.
It's not the easiest. This trip wasn't. It was pretty difficult, particularly to start.
Yeah.
There was a lot of negativity in Tanzania about the availability of goods. There wasn't much mining going on. There was no major hits of anything. So at first we were thinking this was going to be a picture and video promotion trip, which I would have been good with. It's nice to find goods, but the promotion is good, and going to Africa is really an exciting trip. And I think we all had a good time.
Yeah, it was. And Michael's first trip overseas.
Yeah.
So, and he did very well.
Yeah,
I was concerned.
you were concerned. No, it was awesome. Yeah, we had a great time.
Yeah, even the 20-hour flight wasn't horrible.
No. Missed it on the way home. Missed one of our flights, but that was on the way back.
Yeah, that was a unfortunate thing.
Yeah.
Misprinted tickets.
Yes.
Not our fault. And by the time we looked at the monitor, which was 2 hours before our flight, supposedly, the flight was already gone.
Yep.
So we got stuck in Amsterdam for an extra night. Well, Amsterdam was cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it was an amazing city.
Yeah.
You talk about a city with no cars.
Yep.
At least the downtown area, there's, one car, and then 5 minutes later, you may see another one.
Yep.
But 10,000 bikes, there were bikes were everywhere, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to go back there again.
Much different than Tanzania was, Yes.
Yes. Yes, Tanzania was, in what way?
Well, it was just I guess where we were, it's, you don't see the big build. I mean, the whole culture is different, and it's, it's some of the places we were just a little bit more rougher, like out by the mines and everything. You're out in the middle of nowhere, which, if people have watched the videos or seen some, I think Michael's got some videos to show. That was, you're really, you're out there and just seeing holes everywhere and that kind of thing. And just the openness of Tanzania versus the, where Amsterdam was everything in one small place, on top of each other. So, but
okay.
Got a little bit of both worlds.
Yeah. No, it was good. And Tanzania was difficult to start. There was nothing but negativity about the availability of goods, and even the company that helped me get my business visa, which you have to be sponsored. I talked to him and he said, yeah, nothing to see here. So we didn't even go see him, but we managed to find some nice fancies. Really wasn't any rough available in Tanzania. But we did some decent business to start, and I just assumed I wasn't going to spend my whole budget, and so we decided maybe it was time to go to Kenya, and we picked up a ride to Kenya and got there and managed to spend all of our money and significantly more. So the trip ended up really good. So it was making a change in the middle of the trip worked out really well. So we had a lot of success, mainly finding 2 cutting factories that do remarkable work. I mean, just remarkable. I mean, I look at some of the cut stones we got, and I go, well, that looks like what I do on my best day. They just really have really good cutting. So it ended up being a super trip, because to get somebody that can cut like I do, which I've been cutting for 40-some years, and I think I do a pretty good job. But to find somebody that over there is producing a similar kind of quality that, it's limited what I can cut or what, Michael's starting to cut, but he hasn't really been real productive yet because he has a lot of other jobs to do. And the same with me. I have a lot of things to do, and there's just a limited amount you can cut. So to find 2 cutting shops that just do remarkable work is really exciting and says a lot for the future, because when I can buy Tanzanites that are cut with the quality that I do at a very respectable price, I'm really excited about that, and I look forward to the future of going back to Kenya and Tanzania and working with these companies. So that was the best part of the trip for sure.
And I want to say that I went as more of an observer. I'm not here. Throughout
You were
the
a
week.
great observer to sit that long with us,
And just
and just observing.
Observer, and I
give you
try
a hand.
to plan some things and get things scheduled and help
Yes.
you guys out.
Which we couldn't have done it without you. I mean, you kept track of things and kept the notes and kept things in order. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, but it was from an observer's point of view, just like seeing, how being there all day with these people, and you guys went through so many stones, you and Michael, and I can see now why, I'm going to say, why we have some of the best stuff in the world is because you guys went through hundreds of stones and rough every day, and just seeing you guys pick out what's the best stuff, just the tedious work that is. It's not easy, people, that buy jewelry don't see it, but it was just like, I don't know, it was cool, and that's why we do have some of the best stuff.
Okay.
So
let's see. I think we missed a few of the things we were.
the mining
supposed
was
to
amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys went down the mine. I skipped the trip down the mine this time. Been down twice, and it's not an easy trip. Michael, how many days were your muscles aching? If you look how steep it is, where it's I don't know if it's a 45-degree angle, but it's really steep. Big steps, really steep, really deep. So I'm glad I missed it this time. It was great to go down before, but it's a little dangerous too,
Yeah.
probably. It doesn't seem dangerous going down, but there's not a lot of support to the mines, and I could see. I sat at the top and just waited for them to come back, and just glad to see them coming out. I could see their lights way down the hole, and I was just relieved to see them coming out.
Yeah, I think Michael, that was a cool way down there.
Oh yeah. That was like Steve was saying, I was so sore after. It was the steps were they were steep, kind of janky, just cut in there. But yeah, getting down there, it was a really neat experience, and just seeing some of the minerals that they look for when they're trying to find Tanzanite and pick spots where they're going to blast next was a cool experience. And the guys we went down with, they didn't really speak any English, so it was a little difficult to communicate, but they were cool, and we just did our best to try and get our points across. So It was fun.
Yeah, hard work, not easy.
Yeah, it was a little different this time being out at the mines because the government is really clamped down on things, and they put the wall up and there's cameras everywhere. And this time when we went in, security came with us, I guess, to make sure we didn't smuggle stuff out, or because that's what they've been trying to stop. And just to have a security guy in the back of our truck and with us the entire day was interesting. I'd never seen that before, never had to experience it, and you really couldn't buy at the mines. Everything's restricted to government offices. So there is a lot of issues there right now that the people in Arusha particularly are having difficulty with, because when you sell cut stones or you sell rough, it has to be closed up back at the mines. So anything we bought in Arusha, which is about an hour and a half away from the mines, had to go all the way back to the mines and be wrapped up and bundled up there and get the government paperwork there. So it made things a lot more difficult. They're trying to get that situation changed because Marilani, which I've always called it Marilani, it's really Moriarty, but the locals can't pronounce Moriarty, so it sounds like Marilani. So that's where the confusion of the name of the town comes in. It's really Moriarty. But anyway, all business needs to be done there, and we worked there. Well, we got there on a Muslim holiday, which I tried to schedule this around. I looked for Tanzanian holidays, and there wasn't any during our trip, but there was a Muslim holiday, and a high percentage of the people there are Muslims. So we had a day or two that we really couldn't do any business, and it was the first day we went out to Moriarty. But we went back and found a good cutter there, and after that, then that's once we finished up there, that's when we went to Kenya and also found another excellent cutter that we're excited about.
Hey,
So
you remember when we were in Moriarty, we went to that office and somebody recognized Steve there in the middle of
Yes.
Africa. They're like, "Hey, I know you." So if that guy's watching, he said he watches our show. What's
we
up?
we didn't get his name.
No, we didn't get his name,
No.
but
Yeah.
thanks
But-
for watching.
But he stopped us in our car, and I appreciate that.
Yep.
So we probably should get started
Yeah.
before we talk all night. Because there's a lot to talk about the trip. The safari was great, and the hotel we had at the safari, we had elephants right outside our windows, and which was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was.
Kept us up half the night, but it was fun.
But all right, so that's
What
get
do
on
we?
with the show tonight.
Yeah, we better tell them about how to do
Yep.
things.
All right, so I know we have a lot of repeat viewers. Thanks, all of you, and I got a lot of new usernames I don't recognize. So welcome to the show tonight. First of all, if you're watching this,
Hey,
if you
Barb.
do log in to your Google account or your YouTube account, you can join the live chat. It's pretty lively. A lot of people in there asking questions and everything, and that's an easy way for you to ask questions as well. You can post them in the live chat, or you can even go to MoreGems.com, and there's a live chat button there, and you can talk with me directly. So tonight's, so we're going to be showing you a ton of stones from the Africa trip. All these stones for tonight, you're the first ones to see them. You're going to get 15% off. Now, you find something on there you like, you add it to your cart. You're going to throw in a coupon code called Africa. Africa is all it is, nice and easy. That's going to take 15% off the stone. That's going to be shown in the checkout. And then you can choose, you can pay by credit card, you can pay by PayPal, and we also have financing through Klarna. Eventually here in the upcoming 2 weeks, we're going to have a firm as well. But for tonight, it's Klarna, PayPal, and credit card. If you want to do layaway, we do offer that, but you're going to have to call us tomorrow, and we do not hold stones. So there is a risk that you may lose the stone. If you like it, I'd say buy it, because a lot of people jump on things as quickly as they can. We are having a few hidden stones tonight. There'll be 4. Those hidden stones, we won't release them until they're up on the show, and you're going to get 25% off those stones. What's that coupon code for the hidden stones?
Rare 25.
Rare 25. Again, those won't come up. You can't find them right now, but they'll come up throughout the show. Lastly,
so they have to
refresh. Yes.
Refresh
so I'll mention it when the stones come up, but
Okay.
you just refresh the page and
Okay,
they'll
so-
show. And lastly, tonight, if you do love this show, hit that thumbs up that's right below there, and maybe hit that subscribe button to see all the new stones that we have. But one thing we don't normally do, we're going to do a giveaway tonight. So we're going to be giving away, what are we giving away, Michael?
We are giving away a Tanzanite crystal and I think a 1 carat cut
a
Tanzanite.
little over a carat trillion cut Tanzanite. I could probably show it here.
Cool. Are we giving away
All right. Whoop.
one person wins both, or two winners?
Two winners.
Two winners. Okay. So
So it's about a carat 15. Really nice trillion cut Tanzanite. Again, it's those cutters that I was talking about, and just really nice cut, nice color, really beautiful stones, probably in the $400 range. And the other is a Tanzanite crystal from Mineral Mike.
yeah, these Tanzanite crystals are really cool. Michael has a ton of them. They're just a really good collector's item. I've got a lot of crystals. I know Michael collects a lot of crystals. So really cool, and just a really cool gift too. So we're going to be giving away both of those tonight. And so how do you win them? So there's a couple ways. You can go to MoreGems.com/Africa. You can just type that in the URL bar, and all you got to do is enter your email and hit the sign up button, and you'll be entered to win. Otherwise, the more easier way is to just go to MoreGems.com, and in the navigation, there is a link called giveaway. Just click on that link, giveaway. That'll take you to the page. Again, enter your email address, and you'll be entered to win one of those two items. Our winners will be selected randomly and tomorrow. So enter your
Was
email.
I going to do it Friday or
Friday? When do Friday? Okay, Friday. Winners will be selected on Friday. And if you're chosen as one of the winners, we'll shoot you an email. It's USA only, sorry. But we'll email you, get your address, and we'll ship that out to you.
Okay, cool.
That's everything.
All right. And as I mentioned, usually this is, as we're talking tonight, each stone will have an appraised price. And that price comes from this market-driven independent pricing guide, the Gem Guide, which is used throughout our industry for pricing of colored gems. It's used by appraisers, and it gives a wholesale price to stones, and that's what the appraised price that we give tonight is based on. Then there's the online price, which is what you'll see on our website. And then I'll give you a price with the 15% off or 25% off for those hidden gems. Anything else? Okay. All right. Up first is, something we don't often have, which is cabochon in Tanzanites. I have several cabochons we bought, maybe 4 or 5 pieces. These are, for cabochons, they're very clean. We generally cut cabs because you can't facet them because there's enough inclusions in them that it'll affect the look of the stones. But these cabs are cleaner than most, and they will appear clean. You can see the inclusions on a white background here, but once they're on the hand, very difficult to see any inclusions in these. So I was very thrilled to get some really nice cabs, because I don't think I've had good cabs in maybe ever. Maybe 10, 15 years ago. But, these will be the first set of cabs that we've had.
And these, I think, would look great in 18 karat yellow gold. I've seen them set like that before,
Yeah.
and that rich yellow colored gold with this deep blue purple and a cabochon. I think that's so cool.
So this appraises at $1,625. It's a 5 carat 5 Our online price is $11.90. With the 15% off, it's $1,011 or $200 a carat.
And I guess we should mention that tonight this is the largest drop of gemstones that we've ever had. I think there's over 40 or 50 stones that we put online. So tonight we're not gonna go through every single one of them, but there are a ton of stones. So if you go to that link, you'll see them all there, and they're all going to be 15% off.
And as far as cut tanzanites, I have many, many cut tanzanites, things in the up to 20 carat and a lot of smaller goods. That's what I'm pretty excited about. What I got, some of these smaller stones like the trillium were given away just for the size they are. They just have excellent color. But the cutting, when you look at the cutting and the finish on these stones, it is really remarkable. Getting small stones with a really good polish is always been the great difficulty in tanzanites. But, these two cutters that I started working with are producing just a fine quality cut, high quality meats, and just a really good polish. Our next stone,
To make one mention for all the new people, we do custom jewelry design here as well. So all the stones tonight, you can purchase, and then we can design some jewelry around it. Anything you like, basically, right?
Yep, you bet. So you tell us what type of jewelry you're interested in. We'll give you some ideas, and you can follow the process through the CAD design. We can send you the designs, and these CAD designs, once you see the image, it is very easy to see what you're going to get. And throughout the whole process, with use of CAD, there's really no surprises. And if you are surprised, there's never a risk because we're there to back you all the way through the way. If you're not happy with the piece, you have 30 days to return pretty much anything to us. So, okay, our next stone up is a fancy tanzanite. These fancies are generally exceedingly rare. I mean, you've seen over the years how few we have, but we did manage to get quite a few stones this year. Let me clean this one off. We have a cloth there. Maybe my shirt works. I'm good, Mike. Just had something on the table of it, but as you can see in the video, it's a nice clean stone, really interesting color. When you get into these peaches and pinks, they are amongst the rarest of all the tanzanites, and we've had so few of them over the years. That's why we're pretty excited with the amount of fancies that we found. Just a wide variety of different colors that other than the typical blue purple. So this one, what is the weight on this? This weighs 2.83 carats. Appraised price of 20. No, the appraised price, no appraised price on this because, things like Gem Guide, there are no pricing for fancies because there's so few of them. There's no basis for price. Finding another one like this, it's just exceedingly difficult and there's no reference point to them. So our price online is $25.50. And with the 15% off, it's $21.67. That's $766 a carat. These fancies, particularly anything in the pink range, are significantly greater price than what the blues and purples just because of their rarity. So it was kind of exciting to see a little variety. Even though we didn't see much rough in Tanzanite. In Tanzania, we did look at a few parcels, but nothing of the quality that I'm interested in. And you could only bring back things that weighed 2 grams or less. And I looked at one parcel and I was considering it, but, as Michael said later, it was good you chose not to get that one because the colors just weren't there. But when you get over there and there's not much to pick from, you're kind of going, maybe, but yeah, we passed, and it was a good thing. So this is a really interesting stone, and like I say, it's one of the rarest of all tanzanites. There's some dispute whether to call it a tanzanite or should be a peach zoisite. We choose fancy tanzanite for it, just the same as in sapphires, fancy sapphires or, anything but blues. And same in tanzanites.
Question.
Uh-huh.
Someone asked, why is there no grading?
The grading system only works when you have things to compare it to. Find another one to compare this to. So how do you make a grading on something that there's only one of? Have I seen 5 of these stones in my lifetime? Yeah, but how do you make a grading system out of that? So this is the finest one in existence at this time. So it's
All right.
it's 1,000 out of 1,000. I don't know, but that's the issue. The grading systems are comparisons of stones, and there's nothing to compare to.
And another gentleman asked, are they able to buy the gem guide anywhere, or is that
Only if you're in the trade. You have to prove that you're in the trade to get it. So,
and a question for Michael, I guess, for the crystals and specimens that you have. The Gallo family wants to know: can you drill a hole through one of the through the crystals to make it a pendant? Or?
No, not usually. It's just too much of a risk. I don't have the equipment. I mean, I'm sure somebody could, but when you start doing that, a lot of these have some inclusions, especially towards the base where, you'd normally drill the hole, and just the heat and friction of it's almost, to me, it's too risky to try. You got a nice crystal and you start trying to drill a hole, and then it just cracks in half on you, and then you've got half the crystal it was. So I don't generally do that. If we do make a pendant, we either wire wrap it or make a cap around the top and epoxy it in.
yeah, if you drill through it, that spot's going to be weak, and if you torque it at all and you have a pin through it, it's just going to crack off. So we'd like to find a way to do that, but
yeah, something better. But yeah, I haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah.
So yeah,
epoxy's unfortunately the only choice. All right, our next stone is another Tanzanite, surprisingly. This is a 3.88 carat emerald cut, just beautiful color, beautiful cutting. Again, the polish and the cutting is just excellent on the stone. And I like this kind of shape in a stone, just because when you mount it, it looks unique. If you put this in a ring, you're going to just produce just a really interesting ring, just because of the long shape of the stone and how it looks in a ring. Pendant works, of course, too, and it's just easy to work with because you don't have to do a lot to it to make it into an exciting ring. I think Michael's fiance has a bicolor or tricolor tourmaline. That's just it's not very big.
no, her
Carat and a
tourmaline
half,
is small.
carat, 2 carat.
It's much smaller than this. It's
Yeah.
probably around a carat, but
Yeah,
you could do something similar with this. It would
Yeah,
look awesome.
it just they set really nice. Just a few diamonds on the side, or even simpler than that. But it doesn't take a lot of creativity to make this stone look good. This particular stone, sorry.
Don't forget we got the hand there too.
Oh, yeah. It's been too long since we did a show, it's been 6 weeks or.
And if anybody has been checking out these stones online, something new that we've added is a picture of the gems on a hand. So you can see that there in case Steve forgets to put one on.
Yes. And we have a new girl working for us, Valerie, that is doing some of that work. getting these things online and getting the pictures on hand. And we look forward to working with her, and it's been a good relationship so far.
And
also we go ahead. We have somebody in the shop too.
Yep, we also got another jeweler in the shop, April. She's kind of working in there and helping me out, to do some more online stuff, and hopefully I can get more into the cutting. So she's doing great back there as well. So,
and she's been at it for 30 years. Has it been that long?
I think that's around what she said. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's good to have some experienced help, and should help us out getting more things on. Michael, you want to move to the hand shot there? Whoop. So that'll give you an idea of the size of the stone on hand. I think this hand is pretty representative of the size of most women's hands. So really nice stone, though. That's beautiful color, beautiful shape, beautifully cut and polished. And our next stone is a really rare item. It's a bicolor Tanzanite. Oop. I think I've had 2 of these in the past. So it's exciting to get another one. Another one, about as rare as they get. It's probably as rare as the pinks. So this one weighs 4.05 carats, a really good size stone. I think it's bigger than any I've had in the past. The appraised price on this, I don't know, it's our online price, is $34.40. With 15% off, it's $2,924 or $722 a carat. What else to say about that stone?
So, do you think this one's heated, or is it natural?
I don't think it's heated. Yeah, no, I don't think so. Most of these fancies are not heated. I mean, if you look at the rough, I've got some pieces. You can see the splits of the color in them. So I really feel this is completely natural. I've heated some of these blue greens, and they don't heat particularly well. I think they just got grayish.
Show that one on the hand. Sorry, Steve.
Sorry. Can't have this long between shows. I forget how to do it. All right. Again, about the size of the last stone. Similar weight and similar size. I can't.
Looking good.
So again, nice ring. Bicolor Tanzanite.
Just wanted to cut in here for people that are just joining us and everything. So again, just go to MoreGems.com and you can click on the banner at the top of the screen. That'll take you to all the stones we're talking about tonight. Use Africa at checkout for 15% off. We also have a big giveaway going on. So if you go to MoreGems.com, click in the navigation, the giveaway link, enter your email, and you'll be entered to win either a Tanzanite crystal or a Tanzanite gemstone. And finally, I just wanted to, because this is kind of different with the Christmas season, we have extended our returns through January 15th, I believe. Mm-hmm. That way, if you do purchase it, it's not like you're out out of luck if this is a Christmas gift. So, yes.
Okay, thanks. All right, up next, one of my favorite gems. I was excited to get this stone. I bought this stone with the idea I'd recut it, and which I did, because it was a little windowed, and just I knew there was a better stone in it. The color of this is more peach, like what you see online. It's showing a little more like a spessartite here, but it has that peachy pink color that really is my favorite of all gems. And to get a bigger round like this is so rare. To get these Malaya garnets with that nice peach color, and to be able to have a round brilliant like this is pretty exciting. Yeah. This particular stone weighs 3.47 carats. Some of these came out of Marilani, or out of Mahenge. I'm not sure exactly what the source on this particular stone was, whether it was Mahenge. But these colors and some of the pinks that came out of there are what made garnet so desirable and pushed the price up so significantly, really into the range of where they should be. Because a stone like this, I mean, it almost looks like a diamond. It has such brilliance and such beauty in color. This is really a remarkable gem. I have told you about the one I gave my wife, which was about a 10 carat and very similar to this. So this one, $31.20 is the appraised price on it. $24.30 is our price online. With the 15% off, it's $2,065, $595 a carat.
For you. The emerald cut Tanzanite 2.48 carats. That wasn't cut by you, was it?
240. We haven't.
The emerald. Oh, this is a different one coming up. I thought it was the one we just showed. Never mind. Okay. I'll ask you when it's coming up.
Okay. All right. Good enough. So that's. I don't know. I should say more about this Malaya garnet. Nice clean stone, of course, beautifully cut and beautiful color. Really is, I say it's my favorite in garnets, and garnets are definitely my favorite stone. So kind of excited to see this and see its potential for recutting. And up next is
the hidden gem.
Our first hidden gem.
The first hidden gem.
All right. Give me a sec here.
So this one really has a great green color. It's a stone I cut. Comes to us from Nigeria. Weighs 5.05 carats. And just for green tourmaline, it without being a chrome tourmaline, it probably has about as good a color as you can expect from a green tourmaline. Get my stone cloth out again.
And everybody, if you want to see this stone, all you got to do is go to MoreGems.com, click on that green banner. If you're already there on the collection, just refresh it, and it'll be the first stone you see. And you can use Rare 25 for 25% off that price.
So this one weighs 5.05 carats. $13.50 is our online price. Appraised price in the guide is $3,686. With the 25% off, it is $1,012. So $200 a carat. Just nice brilliance on it, kind of a little different cut. Just really, really nice color. And, you get a little bit more vivid green in the chrome tourmalines. And, you know, a stone this size, you go up into the $1,000, $1,200 a carat. It's a nice size for a ring. Green tourmaline from Nigeria.
And quick question, Michael. Is it drop 25 or rare 25? I see drop 25
Rare.
on the...
Oh my goodness!
It's drop 25.
I didn't check on that. Let me. Oh man.
I can make them both work.
Okay. Let me. Yeah, that's my fault. I changed that the last show, and I didn't change it back. I might be able to edit that. Let me see. Yeah, that was my mistake.
It's been a while since we've done a show.
It has.
How quickly we forget. So what are we going to be?
I can add the stone. We can make either one work. If you love that stone, you'll be able to use drop 25 or rare 25. Either one works.
Yeah, I'll just keep that.
So I've been kind of following the synthetic diamond market lately. I don't know. Probably shouldn't talk about diamonds in this Colored Stone show, but you know, they've dropped so dramatically that it's a little bit of effect on the diamond industry, and you know, kind of some young people willing to accept synthetic diamonds, and has had some effect on pricing of naturals and synthetics. Price dropped. I don't know if you can buy a 2-carat now for $700-800. I'm not sure exactly where they're at, but fortunately, you know, although it's affected the diamond market a little bit, it's been a positive for the colored stone market, which has been strong, and hopefully will continue to be strong like it's been for the last 2 years. It's been really a remarkable market, and you know, but the synthetic market, you know, in the past we've had synthetic ruby and synthetic sapphire and synthetic emeralds, which for a while affected the market. But after a given amount of time, the synthetics became less important, and people got back to wanting all natural, you know, which is what we expect to happen, and what should happen. You know, there's nothing like a natural stone. And speaking of a natural stone, here's our next one up. And this is really an extraordinary Tanzanite. If you look at the cutting and the quality of the polish, again, this is one of the new cutting factories we're working with, and just really high precision cutting and polish, and just a great color. You know, this stone gets an extremely high rating of 990 out of 1,000, near perfect. You know, it's very rare we hit a perfect stone. I've had a couple, and this one's darn close. You know, this one's mostly blue. It's 80% blue and 20% violet. So if you're looking for a Tanzanite with a strong blue color, this is really a good choice. You know, just fully brilliant, you know, the right depth of color, that it's not overly dark. Sometimes you get into bigger stones and they have some extinction to the color, but this one just holds up in every light. It's bright, and it's just a beautiful gem. So it weighs 21.16 carats, appraised value of $28,560. Our online price is $15,285. And with the 15% off, it is $12,992 or $614 a carat, which is a great price for a stone that you just don't get better than this.
You know where it was cut, or?
Do I know where it was cut? Cut in Kenya.
Kenya. This was from this trip? Or
Yeah, this is from this trip.
A few questions. So Carter, I hope you got that. And somebody else. Tom, I hope you understood that.
Yeah, and we have probably 100 stones, cut stones, and in a wide variety of sizes. Like I said, great colors from 1 carat, up to these 20 carat stones. They had a 60 carat that if I hadn't spent so much money, I'd have bought, but, and next trip. I own a 77 carat that's remarkable, but, I like owning those big ones, but a little slower to sell, so I passed on that one, even though it was really an extraordinary stone, a square cushion. And, the nice thing about these is there's no extra depth to this stone. So you get a full appearance for your 21 carats. It's not extra deep, because when you cut these, if there's a lot of extra depth to the rough, you don't throw it away. You design a cut that makes use of the depth. But when they're deeper, it affects the apparent size of the stone. So this stone is 21 carat, and it looks like what a 21 carat properly cut stone should be. I can. A big ring.
Somebody asked if you think that's one of the best ones that you brought back from the trip.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you look, the grading system will tell you what I think about the stone. So a 990 out of 1,000 means it's almost perfect to me, and I'd have a hard time giving you a reason I didn't give it 1,000. I just don't do that easily. Sometimes it's easier for me to give 1,000 to one I cut, but this there's no reason. There's nothing I can see in this stone that doesn't make it 1,000 out of 1,000. But I just psychologically have it's a barrier. There's got to be something. I don't know what would make this one better.
If you cut it, the extra 10 points cut by Steve Moriarty.
Yeah,
plus 10 points.
Yeah. I spent 10 hours on it, so it gets an extra 10 points. But this one is really near perfect. And when you get it, you'll have a hard time figuring out why it wasn't that 1,000 out of 1,000, because every light you look at it in, it's just extraordinary stone. And hopefully, this current difficulty in the market, we managed to buy cut stones, because cut stones are based on material they mined, anywhere 6 months, 8 months, a year ago. It depends how fast you get to cutting the material. I've got material I've had for 2 years, and probably some for 3 years. So even though the Tanzanite supply at this time in rough was negligible, the quality and the availability of cut was much better, and that's just the lag time from mining to cutting. So hopefully they hit more supply. We expect that to happen, but you never know, because one day this Tanzanite is just going to run out, and there'll be nothing available, or it'll be very sporadic availability, as it was before 1990. The availability at that time was very, very difficult. We've had a good supply since that, but it's only a matter of time before we run into a situation that there's just no goods. And, as far as what we saw in Tanzania, it could be now. You just don't know what's coming down the pipeline in the near future. we're hoping more. We'd like to stay in the Tanzanite business, but you just never know. Up next is another fancy that we bought, a really nice green. You know, I bought a good-sized parcel of green Tanzanites that I'll be cutting for the next year. And very fortunate because, as everybody said there, it was a one-time shot. What they found, it's probably 6 months ago now, was one pocket, and as quick as it came, it was gone. So we've got material to cut, but the likelihood that there's much in the future is questionable, because the last time there were good greens was maybe 30 years ago. You know, so it's a long time between availability of these unusual colors.
I don't remember seeing any, but do you see any of the new zircon that's coming from Tanzania? This person mentioned Singida.
Singida? Well, yeah, I have a lot of Singida. I don't like Singida. Singida does not do good things as far as when you heat it. It doesn't produce much an extraordinary colors. Unlike the material that comes from Tanga, which we did buy a parcel, and you'll start to see it here coming in the next few weeks, that produces a really nice peach color, much like the Malaya I showed you earlier. Those are much more exciting color for me. You know, they heat to a nice peach color, where the Singida, although when you heat it, it does turn peach, but leave it on your desk for an hour and that peach goes away. You know, so it just doesn't produce the kind of color that I like. I've been working with some material that I had for my last trip, trying to heat it to get it right, but it just never comes out right. If you want to produce colorless stones, which I've sold colorless stones from Singida material, they do heat to colorless, and if you cut them like a diamond, you can make them look like a diamond. So I've had luck selling those, but they just don't bring a lot of money. But the material from Tanga is much, much better. And I did buy parcel that some of them are going to cut 20, 30 carat stones. And I've cut a few. Unfortunately, when I heated the first one, the vessel, the test tube I heated it in had something in it. And it cooked to the surface of the stone. And in trying to get it off, I did some chemical treatments, and it just wouldn't take it off. And unfortunately, I used what are those pads?
It was a Scotch-Brite pad.
Scotch-Brite pad.
I seen them scrubbing at it. I'm like, oh, you sure you want to do that?
You know, and it turns out that it's aluminum oxide in it, which is 9 hardness. And it actually did scratch the surface of a zircon, which you'd think, what's going to scratch a zircon? I mean, it's hard enough that you shouldn't be able to scratch it with something that looks like plastic. But unfortunately, it did scratch it, so I've got to repolish the crown of the stone. It did take off whatever I cooked on it, but unfortunately, you know, the 120 facets that are on it, I've got to repolish them.
So leave those Scotch-Brite pads for the pans, your pots and pans.
Yeah. I had no idea they could be that hard. I didn't think anything would be that hard that looked like something you'd scrub your dishes with, but live and learn. So just cost me 3 hours time, that's all. But that stone's beautiful. I did a step cut. I think it was it a round or a cushion? It was a round. And it really came out beautiful. The material heat's great. It just really is an exciting color. So you'll be seeing some of those stones. We just cut a round brilliant in that material. And it's remarkable, the color of them. So skip Singida, Tanga is much better.
And just on the topic of what we did see new was some blue spinel. It was that really, really dark dark blue that would just cut. Most of the stuff we saw was going to cut overly dark, it looked like. You don't remember seeing that?
Yeah, I do. Wasn't anything we were too excited
No,
about.
it would, when you cut it, it would just be, almost look like a black stone. You got to,
Yeah. Which there are some blue spinels now that they're diffusing. They're putting diffusing nickel to the surface and making them look cobalt color. So that's a new treatment that's on the market that you have to be aware of. So back to this stone. It's just really, really pretty green. This Tanzanite, what does it weigh? 2.45 carat. Nice cushion shape. $14.90 is the online price. With 15 off, it's $12.67, $517 a carat. Yeah, and again, these colors of green I've never seen in the market before for this recent deposit.
A couple questions about Tanzanite. With all these fancy colors, are they just as stable as the regular?
Yes.
Normal
I've
color?
never seen any color change in any of them. Most of them are natural. You'll see one in this group that I heated from one of the greens. I think it came out a really pretty color. But to my knowledge, all the fancies, and I've never read anything different, they're all color stable. And, I don't know any zoysites that have any issue with changing color, other than when you heat them. Yeah.
And then one more. Christy wanted to know, what's the rarest color Tanzanite, and what do you think is the most popular color?
Well, rarest has generally been the pinks, is what most people have considered to be the rarest, and they brought the highest prices. Is there rare? They're definitely the most popular fancy. Whether there's a rarer color, I can't tell you, but you don't see many pinks. Although I've had, how many pinks? We probably had a dozen or so.
less greens like this.
Yeah, less greens, and we'll have greens. Yes. We've had more pinks than greens like this, for sure. So would this be rarer? Maybe. I
This type of color green.
yeah, I've never seen it. This is a one of a kind in my book. So they're all just so rare that there's so few of them. There's you count the number of most of these colors on your hand, the amount I've seen. So that's why we were lucky to find what we did in fancies. And I hope to see more, but I've been at Tanzanite a long time, and finding fancies is just exceedingly difficult. Oh, yeah.
Blue violets.
Yeah, blues and violet blues. Although, there's still a lot of websites out there that push the blues as being the most desired, the best Tanzanites. But when you look at what's in the market, the blues is such a low percentage, and Tanzanite's so popular that how can you say the blues are the most desirable when the blue violets outsell blues by 100 to 1. There are exciting blues. Usually they're big ones. When you look at small stones that are primarily blue, I rarely can say that they're as exciting as the stones that are mixed colors. The blues in smaller stones they're not sapphire blue. They're not an extraordinary blue. Only when you get in the big stones, like the 20 carat we showed earlier, do you really see exciting blues. It takes a stone of at least 2, 3, 4 carat to get into a blue that is an extraordinary looking stone. Takes that depth of color, and to get depth of color takes big stones. Whereas in smaller stones, I think the mix of blue and purple is more exciting, and it's proven by salability. That's what sells. So they're all beautiful, but to say that the blues are the finest color in Tanzanite, I would have a hard time agreeing with that. And
Cut in real quick. Everybody, if you're liking the show, please click that thumbs up below. We're at 86. Let's try to get to 100. It's right down there. And you can subscribe.
That's not thumbs up. This is thumbs up.
No, just pointing to it.
Okay.
And then make sure to subscribe, and then you'll be notified of future videos like this as well. And if you're just joining, we are doing a big giveaway tonight. You can win either a carat Tanzanite stone or a Tanzanite crystal. All you got to do is you can go to MoreGems.com/Africa, or you can just go to MoreGems.com, and in the navigation there, we just hit over 100 likes. Awesome. Thank you, everybody.
Sweet. Keep them coming.
Yeah, so you can win one of these two stones, either a gemstone or a Tanzanite crystal. All you have to do is go to MoreGems.com, and in the navigation, there's a link called giveaway. Just click on it, enter your email address, and on Friday, we're going to randomly choose 2 winners. We'll email you, and you'll win one of these 2 pieces. So pretty cool giveaway.
Yeah. And this Tanzanite you could make into a pendant. Make a good pendant. Yeah, and this is just over a carat trillion cut Tanzanite, and just really nicely cut. Yeah, beautiful gem.
Yeah, if you got questions about that or anything else you want to ask Steve a question, just log into Google, your Google account or your YouTube account, and we got a lively chat session with some amazing people. You can join in and ask questions, whatever you want to do. All right.
So some of the things coming in the near future, we bought a lot more chrome tourmalines and some chromes that are, I have a hard time seeing saverites with such a beautiful color. I think there's a couple in the show yet. And we bought a large parcel of, I don't know whether to call it purple garnet, or it's like the most extraordinary rhodolite garnet you've ever seen. So that's I don't know how many grams. It's 500 grams or something. Some of it's too small for us to cut. We may try cutting overseas with some of it. But there are stones that are going to cut 5, 6, 7 carat in there. So look forward to seeing more of those garnets. They come from Mozambique. All right, up next is a match pair of kunzites. I have mixed feelings about kunzites, but when they're this color, I mean, it's hard to, not to think it's one of the most beautiful gems on the market. And for the price of kunzite, these end up like $60 a carat, and just extraordinary colors. This is difficult material to cut. It takes a real talent to cut this material. It's one of those stones that I have not personally cut because I know the challenges of it. And sometimes I'm just not up to the challenge. But I have a source that produces beautiful stones, beautiful cuts, just great colors, and to get these at $60 a carat, it's really a great value in gems. The one negative about kunzites is the reaction to sun, which a lot of the material will fade when put in the sunlight for maybe a day or two in direct sunlight is not good for the color of Tanzanite. So I warn people of that. It's a big issue with kunzite that you do have to be careful to keep it out of sunlight. Can fade the stone. So as long as you're aware of that and you use it as a nighttime stone, it should be no problem for you. And to get material with this extraordinary color for this kind of price makes it worthwhile for me to take the risk. And I think possibly for you to take the risk. As long as you understand the risks of kunzite, you won't have a problem with it. So these weigh 47.34 carats. This material does come from Afghanistan. Some is produced in Brazil is a common production, and actually in California, at some of the mines near Pala, they'll produce kunzites. Some of the material is supposedly stable to sunlight, but I assume all of it is a risk. Oop. Kunzite is pink spodumene. So, I mean, just really, really great color. It's hard to find another gem with such a beautiful pink color to it.
Is this just one from the pair, or is this that?
Yeah, it's just one of the pair. There is a single stone also that's on the website. Or is it in this group? I think it's in this group.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have a matching single stone to this if you want to do earrings and a pendant or...
Big earring.
Yeah, it's a big earring. Or you could do this as a set pendant and ring. Still a good size ring, but not too big. Let's see if I can show that. Oop. I can keep from flipping this.
Pull that hand over a little bit.
Ah, there we go. So not too big for a ring, but a big ring. So it's a match pair, or like we said, in the other half of this set of stones, there's 50 stones in this group. We'll be showing 29 of them tonight, but there is a single stone, another kunzite that looks virtually like this. I think it's a little smaller, but really, really great kunzites. And go ahead.
Oh, we were just interrupting. We just got so much to talk about tonight. Just two things. I just want to make sure everybody's not confused. Tanzanite does not fade. It's kunzite that fades. It can fade in the sun.
Yes, Tanzanite never fades.
Okay.
Yeah.
We just had a question
wear
about that.
Tanzanite in whatever light you want to wear it in.
Okay.
Kunzite, you wear it at night, and don't wear it to the beach.
All right. Is it permanent?
The fading?
Yes.
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if you can probably irradiate it to get it back, but I don't know who does that. So,
all right.
But these are the colors that come out of the ground. They're just, there's quite a few stones that are susceptible to fading. Some amethysts, given long enough time in sunlight, they'll fade. What else, Michael? There are others. Morganite. Some morganites will alter color. The peach colors can sometimes turn to pink, but then the pink is stable.
Topaz,
So-
certain topaz.
Topaz, yeah.
Not all, but like the
Oh yeah,
that
Yeah.
Utah. Is it Utah?
Yeah, stuff from Colorado and Utah and many of the peachy colored topaz, not including those from Brazil. Almost all the Russian, is it from, I don't know, is Ukrainian material fade?
I'm not aware of that.
Yeah. But the big Pakistani, I think it's maybe from Pakistan. Those definitely fade. I think I have one here that faded. So there are a lot of gems that you just have to be aware of what can fade, and we'll always tell you whether you have to worry about it or not. Some of the amethysts fade, but I've tried to fade some that were too dark, and they just wouldn't fade for me. So it is a little specific. I have a crystal here that's actually this piece that received a lot of sunlight in our window, and it definitely did fade. This is amethyst. So some gems can fade. most of the things we deal in are stable, except for these kunzite.
And that amethyst was probably up in the front window for like a year or more.
Yes,
it was up
it
there
was
for
a
a
long
long
time.
time. So
Yeah.
I think amethyst, people talk about it fading, like it's going to fade
Yeah.
like ultra quick if you wear it like in
No.
the sunlight once. I think it takes a long time.
I had some on my porch for months, and I couldn't get it to fade. So they finally heat treatment is what produced the lighter color. So, moving on from kunzite. This is a mineral mic natural color Tanzanite crystal. So this one is the color as it came out of the ground. If you heat it, it'll turn to a vivid blue color, more like this. But you can see the blue that's in it. And some of the value in crystals is being natural. You know, a lot of collectors want something that hasn't been altered. And you can always alter this. You know, if you buy a crystal like this and later you decide you'd like it to turn more blue, it is something we can treat for you. You have to know that there are always risks when you heat stones, particularly stones that are included. You know, some of the inclusions can expand differently, and you'll get some breakage. So when you heat a stone like this, you know, you hope there's no surface damage. But you definitely will have some alteration of inclusions within it. But it is something that probably half of the crystals you bought you're going to heat.
Yeah, I think I've heated most of what I got. I don't know, not quite a kilo of Tanzanite crystals. And yeah, I think maybe a third I've heated because I do like the natural color. The ones I heated, I just thought, you know, the color was light, or I thought it could look better. And a lot of them did. So, but this one isn't one that I would heat. And this one's a beautiful crystal. There's really no damage to the terminations or the crystal itself. It's a really nice piece that has good color from both sides. And yeah, it's really cool.
This one weighs 51.30 carats. $12.50 is the price online. With the 15% off, it's $1,062 or $20 a carat. Sure. So it's a pretty good size crystal. And like Mike says, he got a parcel of almost a kilo of material. So you'll be seeing a lot of that on mineral mic, or is it going to be on Tanzanite?
It'll be
both.
on TanzaniteJewelryDesigns.com.
So it'll be on TanzaniteJewelryDesigns.com.
And you can see I've got a ton of other crystals on TanzaniteJewelryDesigns.com too, probably over 100 if that's something you're interested in.
And the next one up is a heated Tanzanite. So you can see what 1,000 degrees does to a Tanzanite with the original diesel color, and then you heat it, it drives off the yellow color and leaves the blue and purple, just like in all the cut stones we have, at least most of them. We have a few that are natural color, but it's rare. So this one weighs 43 carats. $769 is the price online. And with the 15% off, it is $841. No, that's not right. Wrong one. $654. $15 a carat. All right, up next, So this is a nice smaller Tanzanite. That again, this was our Kenyan cutter. The big thing about this is it is a much under 2 carat and has just a great color to it. The hardest thing in Tanzanite is to get small stones with great color. And this just has a really deep color, a rating of 967 out of 1,000, which means the color's right, the cutting's right, and the clarity it's a VS1 clarity. As far as clarity, VS1 is as high as we grade. We don't grade flawless. So again, just beautiful cutting, excellent polish, which is something that's hard to get from a lot of the stones cut in India. The quality of the polish on these stones is second to none. So this particular stone weighs a carat 86. $990 is our price online. $1,580 is its appraised price. $841 is the price with 15% off. Comes out to $452 a carat. Now, if you just look at the symmetry and how the faceting is, the meats are just remarkable. It's been a long time. Maybe it's rare that I've ever had stones with this quality of cutting, particularly in this size of stone.
Would this be a good candidate for if new people arrive? We do custom designs here for jewelry, so this would be a good candidate for a nice ring, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, it's just a really good size. This particular stone, it's probably so it's almost a 9x7, which is a good size stone, and I should show it on the hand. It'll make a nice size ring. Get my hand over there.
Yeah, for all the newcomers that are here, if you do like any of these stones, we got lots of stones to show tonight. You can go to MoreGems.com, and all you got to do is click on the green banner at the top, or there's a big banner on the homepage that'll take you to the complete selection of gemstones we're displaying. And you can use Africa as a coupon code. Just add it to your cart, and it'll take an additional 15% off the price shown. So that, again, the coupon code is Africa, and you can pay with credit card, PayPal, and we also have financing. And don't forget to get in on that giveaway on our sites. Just in the navigation, there's a link called giveaway. Click on it, enter your email address, and you'll be entered to win either a Tanzanite gemstone or crystal.
Thank you, Jeffrey. And also, if you're enjoying the show, don't forget to like, subscribe, share. We really appreciate it.
So this stone is violet blue exceptional. So it has 20% violet and 80% blue. So a stone that's more on the blue. All right, next one up. So this is a really nice chrome tourmaline, nice big round, just beautiful color on it. And because I'm not on the green setting of this camera, which we do have to adjust the settings to reflect the color, it just doesn't show the green quite as well as it is. And if you trust the picture on the website is much better for how beautiful this green color is. You know, nice size round, almost 3 carat. And chrome tourmaline is the lesser expensive of the fine green stones. You know, a savorite of this size is a couple of thousand, maybe 3,000 a carat for a similar color. This particular stone, appraised price $32.90, $22.40 is our online price, and with the 15% off, it is $1,904, $650 a carat. Chrome tourmaline generally only comes from Tanzania. Comes from about an hour and a half south of where we were in Arusha. So great size for a ring. And the next one up is another Tanzanite, and it is one of our
Hey, John
hidden
Cena.
gems.
John Cena. Got a hidden gem.
Do we?
Yes.
I'm talking
What's
to
he
a bunch
doing
of
over
people
there?
here. I'm trying to answer. All right.
Okay.
So with the hidden gem, everybody, all you got to do is, if you're on the page that has all the gemstones, just refresh it. It'll show it at the top. Otherwise, if you're not, go to MoreGems.com, click on that green banner, and you're going to see that hidden gem. You can use the coupon code either RARE25 or DROP25. You choose, and you're going to get 25% off that product price. And just enter that coupon code at checkout.
Hey, Jeffrey.
Yes.
How many people called you John Cena in Tanzania?
I don't know. Quite a few people. I think that's the only person they know.
That wrestler.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was funny. Yo, John Cena.
Yes. I do like to lift. I don't wrestle, but yes, that was nice, and yeah, made my ego feel really good.
Yeah, and when we were leaving the Tanzanite mining area, so we had to get searched on the way out, and yeah, the guy liked Jeffrey's muscles, and it got us out of there like real quick. He's like, "Oh, you guys are cool, you know, go ahead."
Yeah, he like
comes in handy every once in a while.
Yeah. So again, beautifully cut gem, great polish. Great color, lots of red flash to it. This particular stone, it weighs 5.19 carats. Appraised value $6,230. Our online price $32.40, and with the 25% off, it's $2,430. So it comes out to $468 a carat. You know, and for such a remarkable gem, great price. You know, everything about this, if you look at it, the polish, again, the polish and the cutting quality is really remarkable.
It's got a nice size girdle too. It's not overly thick, not too thin. I mean, as a setter, it wouldn't be too bad. It would be, you know, nice.
Yeah. It's just a quality gem throughout. You know, at the rating of 980 out of 1,000, there's not too many on our site that get that kind of rating. It's 40% violet or blue and 60% violet. You know, which is generally my preferred mix of color, somewhere down the middle. Whether it's more blue or more violet, I like the nice mix of the two colors. So really, really an outstanding stone. Good size for a ring. Oops.
And Carter,
Oh, I lost my hand. Uh-oh.
Carter was asking, do you know Cutter, or was this us, or?
No, this one was cut
No, yeah.
in Africa.
Africa. Okay.
One of our new cutters, which it's great for all of us that we've found some really high quality cutting. Because there's just a limit to how much we can cut here. And having the backup of a cutting factory that does the kind of job that we do and can provide the colors just because they're close to the source and just have great colors and great cutting, just a perfect combination. You know, it couldn't have been a better trip just from that standpoint of finding a couple of good quality cutters, both one in Tanzania and one in Kenya. And there's just a lot of gems in both countries, a lot of garnets in Kenya. So really great stone, great price. Make a great ring or pendant. And in the near future, we'll see some other great garnets. I bought some, you know, we've had some great rhodolites on the shows, and I bought some material that is very, very light in large sizes for garnets. You know, I bought one stone that'll cut over 30 carat, maybe 30, 35 carats, and just a really, what I think will be an extraordinary purplish red color, and another Ammolite, or just top rhodolite that's going to cut maybe near 30 carats. Those are a couple of the most extraordinary ones I bought, and several that'll cut 10 to 15 carat, which in garnets with those lighter colors are just really rare sizes. And our next stone up is a citrine that, yes, was cut in our shop. Linda, who cuts here, cut this stone. This is material that comes from South America. Just really fine citrines, you know, the strong orange color. Is sporadic availability. It's been available for the last 10 years. Before that, there was 20 years it wasn't available. You know, this particular color comes from heating of amethyst. And certain ones, when you heat them right, they'll produce this citrine color. This material came from Uruguay. This one weighs 12.474 carats. It's a step cut. Get the wax off the back. Anyway. But beautiful job by Linda. Beautiful stone. This particular stone weighs $12.94. $8.90 is the appraised price. $5.90 is our price online. With the 15 off, it's $500 or $39 a carat.
Question about as far as like investment and everything and appreciation. What's the market looking like for citrine?
For citrine, it's not something that has been a lot more expensive, and likely will not get a lot more expensive. I don't see it as an investment stone. I just see it as a beautiful stone that makes a nice ring. It's just a beautiful color, and You know, it creates, when cut right, creates really a bright stone, but, you know, it's never been in my entire time in business. You know, it has not fluctuated in price significantly. Like amethyst, you know, although they're up maybe double the price over the last 20 years, but it's not something I see that's going to be an investment. You know, if you were buying kilos of rough that's been available for the last 10 years, maybe there is investment there if you hold it long enough. But as far as cut stones, I don't see them getting a lot more valuable. Just something to own and enjoy.
And I cut in here because there was a question from Jeremy, who I'm not sure Jeremy's last name, but he's from the JDH Studios. He's that artist, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So he wanted to say he fasted the other piece I think we sent him. He gave to his cousin as a wedding gift. But he was asking the zircon that we talked about earlier. What was the locality from it? I know this was a while ago. When we were talking about the Singita. Yes, was it from Tanga? Tanga was the other area.
Yes.
Okay. But I think we may have sent him some rough that he used to facet or something.
Okay.
So
yeah, Tanga has been the best material, and I've sold a lot of what we call imperial zircon because it looks like imperial topaz, has that peach color, and most of that has come from Tanga. Yeah, and just exciting to have a source of rough for that now, and I've got probably 20 pieces to cut, and the first few have come out really, really well, and look forward to cutting a lot more of it. Most of it is a dark red color. You know, the last one I cut almost kept it as a red zircon, just because it was pretty in the right light, but it was a little bit dark. But when I heated it, it came out to that beautiful peach color that I love. And so most of them we will heat just because of the overly dark color of the red. Hopefully I'll get a red one that is worth keeping as red, because the color red was pretty remarkable. Just a little over dark. You know, looked almost like the Arizona anthill garnets, that kind of red, which is a vivid red. You know, but when they're just over dark, it's hard to get excited about a stone that only in the brightest lights does it show its beauty. Well, once you heat them, they lighten up and become this beautiful peach color, like my favorite gems, the Malaya garnets. So,
one other question. Caribou Steaks wants to know, does the depth of stone improve its color or brightness, and are shallow stones equally as good?
It depends how shallow. You know, too shallow kills brilliance. You know, a shallow stone is the worst stone that you can own. You know, if the culet of the stone, the bottom point, is cut below critical angle, it just windows out and just kills the stone. And that's something we try never to do. You know, occasionally you have a stone that is too dark that if you cut it shallow, it'll lighten it up. So that's one of the benefits. But in lighter stones, you're much better off with deeper cuts. And they can be excessively deep and be remarkably brilliant. You know, I've talked about in past of looking through lots of stones, particularly in Thailand, where you look at 50 stones in a parcel and one of them just jumps at you and says, "Here I am, I'm the most beautiful stone you've ever seen." You pull it out and it looks like a snow cone. It's so deep. So overly deep can still be remarkably brilliant. But overly deep has problems of setting and a lot of issues with that. So we like to keep them not too deep and definitely not too shallow, you know, is where the ideal stones are. You adjust the type of cut to make use of the rough. You try not to waste rough, but you try not to make them excessively deep. And I say too shallow is the worst thing possible for a gem.
One other question. If you heat a stone, do you have to repolish it after heating?
Some stones, depends how high you have to heat them. Some sapphires, they have to be heated so high that it does affect the polish. I've got one around here somewhere that eventually I'll get around to repolishing it because it's a beautiful pink sapphire. But the high temperature it was heated at caused the surface to, the polish, it destroyed the polish. So you have to go back over them and repolish them. That's why many heated stones, you heat them first and then cut them. You don't have that issue of reheating. But it's usually only stones that you're heating up in that 1,500 degrees and higher, more like 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit is where you start affecting the polish of a stone.
All right. Okay, one more question. Got lots of questions here. People, if you do have questions, just make sure to log into your Google account or your YouTube account. Lively chat going on, and you can ask them there. Kevin wants to know, are stones that look worn and beat up more likely to be naturally made versus man-made, or can man-made just look the same?
Well, worn and beat up is usually from wear, I would assume. So man-made or natural, either one of them can, it's no indication of whether it's natural or not. It's an indication of what the material is because harder materials won't abrade as much as softer materials. So you can get a feel for what the stone is somewhat by how much it's abraded. Like sapphire won't abrade as strongly as other stones. So you can get a feel of what the stone is, but really not whether it's natural or synthetic.
And that could be, the quality of cut and polish too. If there's chipping on the, the girdle or wherever else. And then a poor polish could make it look worn or have, streaks in it. So,
it doesn't mean a whole lot. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's get back to the show. Okay. So here's the next stone, another fancy Tanzanite. Another one we don't get many of. We've had 2 or 3 this year in yellows. I would say yellow is probably a little more common than other colors, but common is I've had 10 of them, So there is no common in these fancy colors. Yeah. And particularly this one's really nicely cut, has just excellent brilliance. And it's I won't say it's a deeper cut, but it's got plenty of depth, and that's what helps in giving a stone brilliance. Almost always deeper cuts will be a little more brilliant. We do a Portuguese round, very, very popular cut. It sells well, but it's a deep cut. It's if it's 10 millimeters wide, it's 8 millimeters deep, which is a relatively deep cut. That's 80% of the width is its depth, so which is a deeper cut. Most cuts are between 60 and probably 75% depth would be a normal depth percentage for a stone. And this one's probably middle 70s, probably. So nice, brilliant stone. Fancy yellow, VS2 clarity. So nice, clean stone. Just a rare gem for what it is. Carat 18. $649 is the online price. With 15 off is $551. $467 a carat. A nice size for a ring. And next on up is from our last trip to Canada. Just a really nice Ammolite. Ammolite comes from Lethbridge in Alberta, Canada. We went up there on our mining trip to Montana, where we were mining sapphires, and then we went here and actually did some exploration trying to find some on the river there, but no success. But it was fun, you know. But we did catch the company that's cutting these ammolites at a really good time just before a show, and they had a really good supply, and this is one of the more beautiful ammolites I've ever seen. Weighs 24 carats, and just a nice variety of color. Getting good reds in a ammolite is probably one of the more difficult colors to get. You know, the stone $490, and with the 15% off, $416, so $17 a carat. See if we can. You know, there's not another gem that's really like ammolites as far as how brilliant the colors are. You know, we'd be hard pressed to find an opal that had colors that are as vivid as what we see in ammolites. You know, this is a fossilized ammonite. They're over 70 million years old. This was a shellfish that had a squid-like creature in the shell. They died, buried, and the fossilization process gave us these colors in the surface of the shell. Just a really nice size. You know, as I've mentioned before, I'm very specific about buying these ammolites, that they do have a range of motion that in a pendant will show well, because many ammolites, as you rotate them, the colors just go away so quick that you just have, I mean, if you look at it straight on, maybe you see its color, but as soon as you rotate it 10, 15 degrees, they lose it. So I'm very specific when I buy these, that they have a good range of angular motion, that you can see that strong color. So when you're wearing it, it always appears to have a beautiful color showing.
It was enhanced with filling. What is the filling?
The surface, you know, because these, when they mine them, these shells are flattened and broken. You can see the lines in that come from the shell being flattened out, and some of them are so cracked up that they have no beauty. But all of them have some cracking through them, and the surface is filled with some hardening material to basically the surface of the shell is covered with I don't know what some kind of a resin material. You know, it's just the nature of this. They just won't. It just requires that to actually cut the stone, and they coat them, basically.
Yeah, it stabilizes it.
Yeah. Because it's just a very thin layer of color. Occasionally you get them that this whole piece, one side, front and back, are colorful. Those are collection pieces, and there are just very few of those. So typically this color is quite thin.
Back to a question from Rochelle about Tanzanite. She said her first exposure to Tanzanite was on a cruise. Do you have any impression of the typical stones sold on cruises? I either got a great deal on board 10 years ago or I made a bad investment.
Well, it's hard to say. I mean, depends who the dealer was. You know, we were offered they wanted me to go on the cruises and sell Tanzanite, but wasn't something that I had a desire to do. If I go on a cruise, I want to go for pleasure, not to go work for 12 hours a day. But it just depends what you bought, what the quality was then. You know, the quality right now is finer than I've ever seen it in all my time in business. The quality of gems coming out now are superior to anything previous to the 1990s. So what you saw then, I mean, it varies so much from dealer to dealer what the quality that they provide is. You know, it only takes a little difference in the quality of a stone for it to drop significantly. I mean, you drop a few color grades and the price of Tanzanite drops in half, you know, so similar to many, many gems, all gems with just a little bit difference in the overall quality of the stone, the price can double, you know, so it's the same with Tanzanite, you know, so depending on just what you got, you know, it's hard to say what the deal was then or what the quality of your stone is. Yeah, just hard to say. You know, you can compare with what you have online and see where yours stands, and just know that the price of Tanzanite drops just dramatically with a little bit of difference in the depth of color. You know, deeper color, more vivid the colors, the higher the price for sure. So, because I always think about dealing in lower quality Tanzanite, just because, you know, you can sell it at $300 a carat. It's still a pretty stone, you know, but right now with the quality of goods, I just don't understand why you would buy a $300 a carat stone when for, you know, $600 a carat, you can have the finest stone on the planet. Yeah. So, and it won't always be available. And it wasn't in the past. You know, when I first got into business, colors like I'm seeing these days just didn't exist.
Okay.
Okay.
And just to cut in, because we do have a lot of new viewers, if you like any of the stones on the show tonight, you can take a look at the previous ones or the future ones. Just go to MoreGems.com and click on that green banner at the top. That'll take you to the complete collection. There's some hidden gems that are 25% off with coupon code DROP25, but most of the stones you see, all those prices are an additional 15% off when you add them to your cart and add the coupon code AFRICA. Plus, we offer PayPal, we offer credit cards, of course, and we even have financing. Something new tonight we're doing, we're having a giveaway. So you can win a Tanzanite Gemstone or a Tanzanite Crystal. All you got to do, again, is go to MoreGems.com, and in the navigation, there is a link called Giveaway. Just click on it, enter your email address, and we'll be choosing 2 winners on Friday. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff. Okay, up next is one of the chrome tourmalines I bought. I probably bought about a dozen cut stones. And again, they're amongst the finest chrome tourmalines that I've ever purchased. They're just the rich, rich green color. It'd be hard to tell them from the finest Saverites other than the price, you know, because Saverite is double or triple what the price of chrome tourmalines is. Chrome tourmalines generally only come from Tanzania. What's the town? You remember Lalatima? Yeah, it's. We thought about going there just to check out the mines, but so many restrictions at the mines these days in Tanzania. It's risky to go to any of the mines because you know, used to be you could buy at the mines, and that's just not possible now. You know, you can go to jail for doing that these days. So we didn't go to some of the mines we'd like to have had.
You needed a recommendation from the miner. You had to jump through all these hoops to go. So that what we're told.
Whereas in the past, I could go to any of the mines. You know, I used to buy at the Tanzanite mines, just sit there and have the miners bring you stones, and which was kind of cool, but no more of that these days. So these chromes are really, really special as far as chrome tourmalines I've bought in the past. Again, you know, the camera settings are not set for the green tones, but this is really a great stone. A nice trillion cut. Just a really well-cut stones. This comes from the Tanzanian cutter that we dealt with, was actually in Moriarty. And just some beautiful chrome tourmalines. I also managed to buy some chrome tourmaline rough. Where'd I get that? In Kenya, I think.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So we have some chrome tourmalines to cut. Chrome is one of the most difficult stones to cut because it's hard to judge the color. You know, it often cuts too dark. So that's one of the risks in buying rough chrome tourmalines. But this stone, just really lively stone. It is a top green. So this one weighs a carat 74. Appraised price of $2,088. Our online price is $1,090. 15% off brings it down to just over $1,000. So $581 a carat. Next stone up is our next hidden gem.
It's a hidden gem, Jeffrey.
All right.
Jeff's on it.
All right. So again, everybody, if you go to MoreGems.com and you're on that big, click on that green banner, you're going to see the whole collection of gemstones tonight. And as soon as I add this one, all you got to do is refresh the page. Now you'll see the new hidden gem at the top. It's hidden gem number 3. You can use the coupon code RARE25 or DROP25 to get an additional 25% off that stone. Just add it in the checkout when you're about to check out, and it'll take off 25%.
So this stone comes from Bahia, Brazil. You know, we've been cutting a lot of this material at really top color. You know, this stone, for its size, occasionally they cut too dark, but this one just perfect color. You know, as you look at it in different lights, you can see a lot of blues out of it. It's just really as good a color as I could expect from an amethyst. Linda Thierry cut this, did a really nice job. And so it's a Portuguese style pavilion, and yeah, it's mostly Portuguese style. A little bit modified. I think we just did, it's 4 rows on the bottom. So basically a Portuguese round. Just great color, great size, weighs 38.39 carats. Appraised price of $3,420. Our sale price, $1,890 is what you'll find online. And with the 25% off, the stone is $1,417 or $37 a carat. Just beautifully cut, top color. You couldn't ask any more of an amethyst. This material, a lot of it is really close to the quality that we got out of Rwanda which was considered by many to be the finest on the planet. But these are really, really close to that kind of color. We'd have a hard time separating what was Rwanda and what came out of Brazil. This is a relatively new find. We bought this. Did we buy this last year?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. We bought 3 kilos of it. So we're cutting it for a while. I think Linda's working on a big square right now. Just really some of the best amethyst that's ever come out of the ground. Yeah. Maybe a little big for a ring, but
Great cut, Linda.
yeah, good
Linda-
job, Linda.
Linda said she's watching right now, so
Oh, is she?
hey, Linda.
Yeah. Linda, the Tanga zircon that you cut came out beautiful. Really a beautiful stone, high dispersion, and really a lot going on, which that'll probably hit more gems in the next few days. Up next is a stone that everybody in Tanzania said, you know, this has become extremely difficult to get, and the prices are hitting record highs, and you know, so it's a stone well worth owning. You know, which this material has been very sporadic production. This comes as a byproduct of the Tanzanite mining. And always has been difficult to get. For the last maybe 5 years, we've had a pretty good supply, but apparently now the supply has dwindled dramatically. It's I think primarily one mine it's been coming out of, and just has become difficult again. So this one weighs 3.71 carat. It's one of the bigger stones we've owned. Just a really pretty color of green. You know, and of course, being a grossular garnet has high refractive index and produces a great amount of brilliance. And when you cut it in a trilliant like this, there's not much more of a brilliant style cut that you can do. 3.71 carats. 8,900 is the appraised value of it. 5,990 is our online price, and with the 15% off, it's $5,091 or $1,370 a carat. You know, this is the same as Savarite garnet, just a little lighter form of the same gem. And Savarite and 4 caraters brings more like 5,000-6,000 a carat.
So did you ever relist that the mint garnet that you had? Maybe we put on their last show, but I know that after this trip, we had realized that the values have went up. I don't know if that you put that back out there, or have you reevaluated the value of that
Yeah, I
stone?
don't remember what I did. I know I took it offline. You know, just what people were saying about the value of the Marilani mints haven't gone up so much, and just the availability has just dropped off to nothing. Is that the one I think I went online and
Yes, yeah.
yeah.
Just
In a previous show, I think I don't know how big that one was.
It was a pretty big stone.
Yeah.
I don't remember either.
Yeah, I don't know if I took it off completely or raised the price, which occasionally happens. You know, you find out that these things have just, you know, it's so true in this business that you buy things one year and within a year there is no more material, and the demand goes up so much. In Tanzania, it was so true of the pink spinels. Things that were selling for 1,000 a carat are now 3,000-4,000 a carat for this Mahenge pink spinels. The garnets from Mahenge, same story. They were 100 a carat, 150 a carat, and then went to 500 a carat just because the demand and the supply had changed so dramatically. So that's kind of what we expect in this business. It's always been that way, supply and demand. And so many of these stones, they're suddenly on the market because they hit a pocket of it, and as quickly as they hit it, it's gone. Which was the case of the green Tanzanites that we've been showing over the last few shows. Just there one day and gone the next. So, and if you were smart, you bought a good supply of it, and hopefully you'll make better money on it because of that. It's sometimes all timing in this business. Right now I look at the rhodolites and the garnets that are these lighter pinkish red or violet red colors that are available now, and I see those as being something that is well worth investing in and buying what you can right now, because over my time in the business, there's been times where none of that's available, and that's what we've been trying to do these days is buy as the supply is there, and try and buy more than you can sell, so you have some when the price goes up. All right, next stone. I think somebody jumped on this stone. Yeah.
Yes, this pink oval has already sold, so I don't think we need to talk about it.
Yeah, we don't want to talk too much about this. It's a really great stone, but somebody
has purchased
jumped ahead.
Yes,
a little bit.
That can happen.
Yes. So one of the rarer colors, as you can see, the price of the material is higher than most, and hopefully we'll get some more. There are a couple of pinks. I think
we sold another pink already.
Really?
So we went in finding those pinks. I think we still have the first pink we talked about, which is
I don't. In the other group of stones, another of the pink sold. I'm not sure what. There was a couple of pinks.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. Yeah, when they get listed, that's when you get the best selection.
Yeah, I think all the pinks are sold, aren't they? We got some kunzite, but I think all the pinks sold.
Yeah, this one kind of looks like the kunzites.
There are some cool gray blue ones that are on that list, but yeah, the pinks sold. So can I jump in with a couple questions that deals with the garnet that beautiful garnet we just displayed. Totally Stoned wants to know, do mint garnets and Tsavorite garnets come from the same mine?
Sometimes, yeah. You get Tsavorites from the Tanzanite mines. They do produce Tsavorites. But Marilani mints don't come from anywhere else but the Tanzanite mines. I've never seen a Marilani mint garnet from any source other than the Tanzanite mines. And they may occur occasionally with other Tsavorites. I just haven't seen it. Tsavorites are mined other areas in Tanzania. Camel Bridges discovered Tsavorite in Tanzania, and the government kicked him out of the country, and he went over into Kenya and rediscovered it near Voi and in Kenya. So Tsavorite does occur both in Kenya, Tanzania, and I've seen Tsavorite in Madagascar also. So it does occur in several countries, but Marilani mint garnet is only in Moriarty as far as I know. Was that the answer to that question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got another one.
I get rambling and forget where I started.
Let's jump in and thank the purchaser of that pink Tanzanite, and I guess the other pink Tanzanite that sold too. So thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Quite a few sales I haven't mentioned tonight.
Oh.
Probably should go through.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, I guess we'll thank them all at once.
Yes. Usually I talk about them, but I've been answering so many questions through live chat or somewhere else. I haven't had a chance.
Well,
Thank you for everyone that's bought.
Yeah, I appreciate all the
Yes.
communication and interest for sure.
Another question, Ionis, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that name right, but how close is the value of spessartites to mint garnets?
I'm not 100% sure where spessartite is these days because I've seen a lot of variation in the prices and a lot higher prices for spessartite. I'll tell you what the difference that the Gem Guide says, and they shop the shows. They shop Tucson and shop some of the European shows and Thailand. So that's where they come up with their prices. And let's find garnet here. And there's a couple of different prices. They break spessartite into spessartite only and mandarin. So mandarin is originally Namibia. Is
China.
no, it's not China. no, it's anyway. It originally had a lot more pink to it, but the prices of the Fanta orange color from Tanzania and the mandarin are similar, and the finest material that's come out of Nigeria, which had a little bit of pink color, those are all kind of into the mandarin type garnets. So mandarin, let's say in a 2 to 3 carat stone, they're talking 1,500 a carat. And the mint garnet is pushing closer to 2,000 a carat. And I think as far as the mint garnet, I think their prices are low currently from what we experienced recently in Tanzania. So I think there still is a significant difference, although I've seen some spessartites that they've been asking some pretty high prices for. I think the spessartite market is changing because the availability of really fine spessartites has become pretty limited also, and a lot of demand for it. Getting a clean, fine 3 carat spessartite, pretty tough these days. So, but I would say the Marilani mints and spessartite's probably half the price of what the mint garnets.
All right. Thank you.
Enough questions?
For now.
Okay.
Keep them coming, everybody.
All right. Next one's another fancy Tanzanite. This is some of the material that I bought. I believe this is, it's a 2 carat 29. And you'll see later, this is a color that if I heat it, it turns to a really interesting blue color, but this one really shouldn't be heated. It's a unique color on its own. This particular stone weighs 2.29 carats. The appraised price is $1,030. Our online price, it is our online price. 15% off, it's $875 or $382 a carat. It's just it's a stone I cut in a round Portuguese. Just a unique stone. Someday if it ends up lasting for a while, I guess I won't heat it. It's just a pretty and unique color, really a strong mix of different colors. And the Portuguese cut works really well. So this is out of the new material that I bought 6 months ago, and probably not that long. That we will have more stones. You know, I probably bought 50 pieces of rough, which according to the people in Tanzania, I was lucky. It was good timing because it was a one-time shot, one pocket, and that was it. It's a really nice gem for not a lot of money for such a rare color in Tanzanite.
Tonya, I just messaged you if you're watching still. She was asking if we had any Portuguese Tanzanite. I didn't think we did, but we do have this one.
There should be a Portuguese, but just wanted a fancy or a purple. I think I saw a purple.
On the show tonight?
No,
I linked her to the ones on the Tanzanite jewelry designs, but she was asking about it on the show.
10 carat on there? How big
Yeah.
is that one? Yeah, pretty big one.
Got this one, Steve?
Yeah.
Yeah. Your Portuguese cuts.
don't
We
ever
talk
cut-
about this every
I
show,
hope
but,
ever cutting it, but I did. I'm sure I did. Yes, I vaguely remember.
but normally, Mike, when you post the Portuguese ones to Reddit, those are the ones that go viral, aren't they? Yeah.
People like that cut, and it just kind of. It has something to it when you look at it. It's kind of mesmerizing looking down into a Portuguese cut gem.
Yeah, I just started working on one, and I tried to make it a Portuguese, but it just wasn't going to work out carat wise. I could have cut a Portuguese that was 8 carat or a 12 carat antique cushion step cut. So it's becoming an antique cushion step cut for sure. So which those cut real well, and I've done real well with that cut. So
You lose that much on Portuguese, huh?
well, it just depends on the shape. You know, if it's shaped like a round, then you can cut a round. But this one, once I cleaned up everything, it just didn't have the yield, wouldn't have worked for a Portuguese. As much as I'd sacrifice a carat to get a Portuguese because I know it'll sell and will be an exciting stone. But, you know, more than that, you know, at $600 a carat, it's tough to sacrifice yield for a particular cut.
Question about, I know a lot of these are investment grade. What do you think about this stone itself?
Well, I mean, as far as, you know, they don't get rarer. So from that standpoint, you know, it's when you talk investment, you know, investment comes when there's a known material and people are looking for it. That's when people are looking for investment. So when you have a stone that is this kind of rarity and, you know, there's only one available at any time, it's hard to say that it's a good investment because there's nothing to compare to. You know, people don't know it. You have to have a known material and people looking for it. But when it's this rare, nobody's looking for it. You know, is there people that want to own it? Yes. But as far as, you know, investment's a tough thing to talk about. You know, you usually think about something that is known and has a known market and a known value, is where I look at investment. So, you know, really fine tanzanites that, you know, people know what it is more what I look as an investment. So this I look as a rarity. Is it investment? Could be, you know, because there's people looking for tanzanites. We sell almost every fancy color that we have. So, you know, it's tough for me to say, you know, it's, you know, true investment. It really doesn't fit that what I characterize as investment. I mean, you have to have a quantity of material to create a demand, I guess, you know. But that said, really rare gems sell, and, you know, there is no price. I mean, I could say this is $2,000, and maybe somebody will pay it. From that standpoint, that would have been a good investment. You buy it and put it out there for $2,000. You find somebody that wants to own it and willing to pay it, and hey, you had a good investment. But I don't know. Investment's just a tough discussion, I guess.
Well, that was good description. It's tough.
Yeah.
But makes sense.
Yeah, but it is a stone that you could put out there and put any price on it because it's an unknown quantity, and somebody looking for rare colors, which there are many, many people looking for rare colors, including us, that what is the price of it? What is it worth? So it can be an investment, an immediate investment, because it's an unknown quantity. Find another one. So. And find a better cut. I mean, you just don't. So it's an investment.
You can make it an investment.
Yeah, yes. It's, yeah. Let's do the next stone. I think it's an investment. Because this is a quality that, rarely do you get this type of quality in Tanzanite. This gem is blue violet exceptional, weighs 16 karat 21, beautifully cut again. If you look at the quality of the cutting, I didn't cut it, but if I put my name on it, I'd be proud of it because of the quality of the cutting. You won't find what I do having a better polish than this, having better meats than this. Everything about it is really a perfect gem. I rated it a 985 out of 1,000. Again, another stone that, why isn't it 1,000 out of 1,000? To look at it in this picture, I mean, could I give it that? Sure. And I know the quality of the color. I've got it in front of me, and it's just really an extraordinary gem.
Well, if you would have cut it, it would have been a 995.
Yeah. Which again, it's just hard once you get into this high a quality. What makes it better? I'm not sure. Really has an outstanding color to it. And if you look on our website, stones with a 985 grading, there's hardly any. I'm pretty strict on those real high qualities. Right now there's a few because, the cutter I bought these from just had amazing stones and, an amazing cutting. You'll never get this high a rating without near perfect cutting. And if you look at the facet meats, I mean, this is competition type quality cutting.
Gotta say, I don't really generally like heart shapes, but stones like this change my mind, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yes. Good heart shapes, a really great stone, and they're not easy to cut. It's been a long time since I've cut hearts. Difficult to get the V in them right. And the current laps I use, I used to use the edge of the lap to produce that notch in it. And the current laps I have won't do it. They don't have a sharp enough edge on them to give you that notch in it. There's a lot of ways of making that notch, but that's the way I used to do it. The sharp edge of the lap would allow me to get in and produce that notch in the stone. So you don't see me cutting hearts currently.
So with someone noticed, and I know you hate it, someone noticed a red flash.
Uh-huh.
Would you say there's some red flash? in
Red
there?
flash, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Red flash. People love that. People search for that.
Yeah, absolutely. There's red flash in the stone. And there's probably more stones these days with red flash in them. But as we've said, I don't talk about it because people get into, well, I want a stone with red flash. I go, well, I've got a few of them, but, not every stone shows that particular characteristic. There are many, many really top quality stones. You'll never see red flash in it. And most of the more blue stones won't show red flash. That axis is not produce red flash as often as the other axes of the Tanzanite crystal. But this one definitely shows red flash, as many of these top quality stones do. You don't see it except in the best of gems, and much of it is in larger gems.
So we had a question. This stone versus the 21 karat that you showed earlier.
Well, the 21 karat was more blue, I think.
Okay, yeah. How would you compare them? Like your thoughts on each of them?
Well, you can look at my rating and get how I compare them. That's what my rating system is all about. Is this number system really breaks down. I grade the cut of the stone, the color of the stone, and the clarity of the stone, and that's what I go through. And within the cut, I have 4 different factors that I give a number to, and the color. They give them 1 to 1,000 numbers. Add those 3 numbers up and divide by 3, and that's where this number comes from. So that number is really my opinion of what this stone is like. It's the best I can do to give a grading rather than just AAA. AAA used to be the highest rating. Then it went to quad A, and some people putting 5 A's on things. And it got to the point that that grading system meant nothing. And basically, that grading system was looking at the stone and saying what it is. Whereas I'm looking at the stone and breaking down the 3 different factors of the stone and try and come up with an overall quality grading. So I have many, many stones that have beautiful color, beautiful clarity, but because of the cut, it affects it significantly. So, I have many stones that are down in the 950, but that's because of the quality of the polish or the meats, affects it so much. So to get these really high ratings, the cutting has to be really, really great. You can have great color and great clarity and a beautiful gem and only get a 950 or a 940 rating. But to get these high ratings, you have to have that cut grade also. So, sometimes the ratings berate a stone more than it should be because it's really a remarkable stone. But, because of the cutting, again, it brings down the quality of the gem rating. Yeah. So I generally, recommend, investors, they ask me, I say, well, something above 950, is an investment quality stone, but there's many, many beautiful stones that are in the lower 900s, and as you get smaller, it's hard to get above, 900, 920 in a small gem just because of the depth of color and the quality of cutting typically is not there. But this trip has changed that for us, whereas I'm getting smaller stones with better cuts. Did I go through the pricing on this stone? Probably not. So price on this, $21,520. Our sale price online, $11,350. With the 15% off, $96.47 or $5.95 a carat. Yeah, it's a beauty. And I have a few more large stones I bought in this kind of quality range. probably 4 or 5 more that have not made the website yet.
And we had an email come through. Someone asked about the machine behind you, I believe. Since we're kind of talking about cutting, I might as well throw it out. I was going to ask you afterwards, but
yeah,
can you talk about the machine you use and everything?
Yeah, the machine I use that I recommend to people is the V5 Ultratech V5 machine. It is the machine I use, the machine that we just got for Michael that he's starting to use. It is the best machine on the market currently. There's been many great machines, and I have a couple other machines that I think are great machines, but they are no longer manufactured. The Ultratech V5 is the best machine currently available on the market. It's been available for 50 some years, and that's the other thing. This is a company that will be there in the future. Most companies, they've got into the faceting machine business, thought it was a way to make some money, but that's all they did, and the faceting machine market is a pretty small market. It's not like there's, 10,000 machines sold a year. It's 1,000 machines. I don't know what the range of the market is, but so it's hard for a small company to produce these machines competitively and stay in the business because they can't sell enough of them to keep profitable. Whereas Ultratech, they manufacture a lot of scientific equipment and other equipment. So they're building different types of machinery for different industries. So they're not dependent on the faceting machine business. It's just to our great fortune that they decided to make faceting machines and continue to make them, make a high quality machine, are there to back you. And they're 10 years down the line, the likelihood they're going to be there is really good. Whereas all the machines that I've bought 10 years down the line, the company has disappeared and no longer manufacture them, can't get parts, can't get support. So, that's why I say this not only produces a great quality gem, it's easy to use. For a new faceter, they want to get into some cheap machine or a used machine, and you're just headed for disaster. You're not going to be in the business. You're not going to want to cut in 6 months from now because it was so difficult to start with. Where when you start with a machine like the Ultratech V5, it's much, much easier. The first stone you cut will be a really nice stone. You go, wow, I did that, when it was half the machine that did the job. But cutting is more involved than just a machine. But if you don't have a good machine to work with, you're screwed. You're just going to have difficulty from day one, and you're just going to quit real quickly. So invest the money in a good machine and stay in the business and enjoy what you do. Okay. That's my ad for it. And the other side, we do rep Ultratech. I approached them because I knew they were the best thing available. They took me on as a rep. And the one thing I do for you is if you buy a machine and let them know that you're buying it because of me, I will send you a nice piece of rough that will cut a great stone and have some real value to it. Is my little gift to you. Just let them know that I'm the reason you bought it, and when I get my commission for it, you're going to get a nice piece of rough to cut for your first stone, or you might want to save it for your second or third because it'll have some value. Is that everything, Jeff?
I think so.
Okay.
And with the cutting, with the stone we're looking at, which did sell already, so we don't have to go in depth with it.
Oh.
This one.
Oh, this one sold.
But everybody's noticing the lion's face.
The what?
The lion's face.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. Whether it really shows up, I mean, it's there, yeah, obviously. And I did notice that before. And I just kind of ignored it as just a photographic anomaly, but it is cool. It shows up in the photograph, so it's obviously there. Yeah, that's cool.
Well, thank
Should
you.
have named it. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
thank
should
you
have
for
charged
the,
more
the
for it.
purchase.
And thanks for the purchase, whoever bought this stone. Yeah.
Delilah wants to know if you can at least she knows it's sold, but could you show it?
Sure, absolutely. Yes.
See if anybody could see it in the moving photo.
I think it's just that picture.
Whoop.
It's the Lion of Moriarty.
Oh,
I kind of caught it there for a second. Yeah, I can start to see it.
Can you see it? Tell us when you see it.
yeah, a little bit. That's a cool effect. Now, everybody, the next set of stones.
There it is.
Look at that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The next set of stones that Steve cuts will all have lion faces.
Yeah. And we saw a few lions. We saw them eating a zebra.
Yeah, we did.
That was kind of cool.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
Ah, interesting. The Lion of Moriarty. All right.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Well, I got two more questions. Sorry.
Okay.
We have a question. Is the Presidium 2 gem tester good for Tanzanite testing?
Not particularly.
No.
No. There's too many stones that hit the same range. So it doesn't do much for Tanzanite.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that tester has its uses, but pretty limited. You can separate quite a few stones with it, but the garnets and the tourmalines, and there's probably 10 stones that hit the same range. So there's, if you want to separate an aqua and a topaz, it works great. There's quite a few things it will separate, but Tanzanite's it's not helpful for.
Okay.
So
If that answers that question. And somebody asked about dragon garnets.
we saw them. Yeah, I don't.
We have some fluorescent garnets that are that peachy pink color. I think, I guess you can call them, I don't know if the dragon garnet comes from a certain mine or if it's just those fluorescent, like Malayas. Because there are a few that I think we've had. We may have sold them since, but they do fluoresce. But I don't think we have any tonight. I don't know. Do we have any Malayas on? That you added?
And I don't know what the color of those were. Not just they're lighter, weren't they?
They were lighter, yeah.
Off color,
Right.
There just hasn't been one that I said, "Oh, I'd like to own that." They're an oddity. I don't know. I don't know much about them. I haven't seen one that I wanted to own yet, so I don't know if that says anything. Yeah, something new and.
They fluoresce,
Only some of them fluoresce, right? I don't think
I'm assuming that's why they're calling them dragon garnets, because they do fluoresce. That was my thought was, that's why they're calling them that, and that's why they're kind of cool.
Okay.
I could be wrong though.
Yeah, we don't have the answer. Maybe next time. We'll try and learn a little more about dragon garnets.
Next hidden
nice
gem,
opal.
Jeffrey.
What's that?
Hidden gem, number
Hidden
4.
gem. It's the last hidden gem.
The final hidden gem.
All right, everybody. If you've been sitting through the show, I'm going to repeat myself, but if you're new, this is how it works. So if you go to MoreGems.com, click on that green banner at the top. It's going to list all of the gemstones. Right now, or if you're there, just refresh that page and there's a new, it's called Hidden Gem number 4. And unlike the other stones, this will give you 25% off at checkout. Just use coupon code DROP25 to get that extra 25% off.
And this is I don't know, it's just remarkable to me. This we've got a lot of great opals. These are all from Ethiopia, but man, the colors of this stone just blow me away. I would be hard pressed to think of an Australian opal that I owned that had better color than this. Yeah, and this just color throughout the stone, every color of the rainbow, and just solid color. I own many, many really, really nice opals right now. And I know I'll see our supplier again in another 2 months. I'll want to buy more, but I need probably to sell some of it. But when you get gems like this, that's an incredible opal. And it's weighs just over 12 carats. Our online price is $1,290. With the 25% off, it's $967 or $80 a carat. An Australian opal like this, $500 a carat. No dead spots in it, just nicely cut. Just make a great pendant or a ring.
So for those of you that are new to the show, Steve will zone off during the show and just look at the colors of this opal. He forgets where he is, and he just looks into the opal.
Sorry, I guess I was.
If you would like that same effect, you could own this opal.
Yeah. It did. Yeah. I mean, just something about a really fine opal that does that to you. I mean, you can just get into the pattern and look at all the different flashes and, you just don't quite get that effect out of a faceted gem, have all these different colors looking at you and going, hey, look at me. And that, I mean, I just haven't owned a lot of opals that look quite like this, especially at $80 a carat. I mean, how can you? There's not much prettier for a cheaper price on the planet Earth. Okay, I'll quit.
And he's back.
How is the rarity of these types of stones that look like this?
Well, yeah, there's not much. I think our supplier is the finest supplier of Ethiopian opal on the planet. We see him as soon as he gets off the plane, and we select the best of what he has. This last year, we used to buy a lot of rough. It's kind of a mixed bag what you get from a piece of rough. It's a little hard to judge. Sometimes I'll cut a piece of rough and go, God, I should have left it as the crystal. It looked prettier. But, that whole market over there has changed. They're cutting it. The people near the mines have learned how to cut, and they're cutting a lot of the rough now. So the quality of rough is not quite what it used to be, but we see more cut stones. And cut, it's just so much easier. You look at it, you see what you got, and it's not like you're any mystery down the line what you're going to get out of a piece of rough. You see the stone and you either like it or not. And with our supplier, just having the selection of, it comes in with so much material, and just being able to select from it is really a great thing. And I'm going to work on, between now and the next couple of months, turning more of the opal I bought. I have 50 opals that look maybe not quite this good, but similar quality, and things that are more in the black color range, and just a wide variety of really fine opals. And I need to turn them so I can buy some more, because opal is something I really, really enjoy. And like you say, you can just get mesmerized by it. There's something to be said about a fine opal, and to be able to buy this Ethiopian opal so inexpensively. It has some drawbacks as far as being hydrophane, and you have to be a little concerned about what you get on them. You don't want to get oils on them, and so you want to avoid the hairspray, the perfumes, hand creams. That's one of the downsides. But other than that, they're beautiful colors. They're very, very durable gems. They're harder and more durable than most Australian opal. So all opals have some negatives to it. But man, to get colors like this for as cheap as they are, I think they're the bargain in the opal business. Beyond the size of that one? Oh, sure. Thanks. So great pendant, could make a ring out of it. Whoop. All right, let's move on.
And as we're moving on, Jeffrey, you want to tell people about the giveaway we got going on? Maybe, Steve, you can show the
Sure.
two pieces. We've got, there's a $200 Tanzanite crystal, and what's the value of your cut gem there, Steve?
Cut gem, about $400.
Yeah. So if you're just joining us, we do have a giveaway going on right now. So you can go to, if you're on the live chat, there is a pinned link to the giveaway at the top. Otherwise, just go to MoreGems.com, and in the navigation, there's a link called giveaway. Just click on it. You can add your email address, and you'll be entered to win either this gemstone or the crystal. We'll be doing a random draw on Friday, and you'll be emailed if you do win. So make sure to do that. Again, just either click on that pin link above the chat or MoreGems.com and click that giveaway link. Also, just reading messages here.
Yeah.
Also, if you do like the show tonight, we're at 139 thumbs up. So right below, if you can click that thumbs up, let's hit that 150. Let's get beyond that. And then if you do like this show, you want to be notified of upcoming shows, make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell to be alerted at our next shows and some new stones that we release and everything.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
All right, what's next there, Mike? Another fancy Tanzanite, or fancy
See you later, Eileen.
zoisite. And this is probably one of the bigger yellows that we've ever owned. This one weighs 2 carat 86. Nice cut, nice brilliance. So this one, our online price, $2,145. The 15% off takes it to $1,823 or $637 a carat. You know, again, as we've said, these fancy colors are the rarest of the Tanzanites. You know, what we've owned in yellows has been 10 stones over 40 years. So making it pretty rare. You know, we buy all the fancies we can. Just don't get an opportunity to see any material. You know, this trip was probably the best trip for fancies we've ever had. You know, you go to Tucson and, you know, you see a few, but, you know, it's just rare wherever you go. Unfortunately, we didn't find much in rough in Tanzania, in blues and the normal Tanzanite, but we did get lucky and find these fancies. Like I said, we did manage to, with a few cutters, to find some really great Tanzanites cut, but the rough just wasn't available. One of these days I'll figure out how to use this hand. There we go, that's better. So nice size for a fancy Tanzanite. All right. Up next is a Tanzanite shield cut. Great color. Some minor inclusion somewhere. It's a VS2 rating. But beautifully cut. Rates a 950, which the VS2 drops at about 25 points itself. But I'm not sure exactly where the inclusion is, but there's something in it, but very small. So this one is blue violet exceptional. So more violet to it. So 35% blue, 65% violet. Appraised price of $9,130. $4,490 is our price online. And with the 15% off, it is $38.16. So right at $500 a carat. Unique shape for a pendant. Nice size for a pendant. And could be made into an interesting ring. All right. And our next stone is actually one of the green Tanzanites that I heated. And I like the color a lot. What's that?
Oh, somebody's asking what VF2. Oh, it's VS.
VS2. Oh.
So somebody asked, what does VS2 mean?
Means it is not quite a VS1. It has some minor inclusion in it that a VS1, when I grade them, it is what I'm seeing as flawless or a very, very minor, insignificant inclusion in it. VS2 is just a slightly bigger inclusion that you shouldn't be able to see naked eye, but there's something in it. So it does affect the grading. I say, when I grade a VS2, it gets about a 950 for clarity, which takes the grading down maybe 33 points. So making the maximum, it could be 967. So if everything else is perfect, it'd be a 967. That one got a 950. So this is a Tanzanite that came from the green material that I just got and have started cutting. This one, I didn't really like the green color. I didn't find it exciting, and I kind of wanted to see what heating did to them. And seeing it was a small stone carat 20, wasn't a whole lot of risk value-wise in heating it. And it actually came out very nice. So it's an alternative for some of these greens, because not all the greens that I bought are going to produce a beautiful color. And this is the secondary option to heat it and get this kind of aquamarine blue color, which again is rare in Tanzanite. That really doesn't generally exist. So it's just another option for treatment of these green Tanzanites.
So I just want to pop in. Dragon Lair said it's his first time catching us live, and just want to say what's up, Dragon Lair, and thanks for joining in tonight.
Yeah, thanks to everybody for showing up and seeing what we brought back from Tanzania and Kenya. The future, we're going to try and do a little more overseas travel, which I've done all my life, but I've been kind of busy with other things and haven't done as much traveling as I liked. And we're going to try and get Michael and Jeff into a few more trips. We're going to try and make probably Thailand. I used to go to Thailand very regular. It's probably where I travel to the most. Africa is starting to compete with that, but Thailand was a great place, mostly for cut stones. You can buy some rough there, but mostly it's cut. But it opens up the variety of cut that you can get. There's a limit to what I can find in Africa. There's just a much greater variety of stones in Tanzania. You can say that about Tanzania, Sri Lanka, and Hong Kong, which is another possible region to go to, because it's all places where cutters that when we go to Africa, the biggest competition is from Sri Lankans and Thais for material, which they take back to Thailand and cut. But also you get all the Asian stones there. So you get a real broad variety of stones at pretty competitive prices, at least in the past. I've heard a little more negatives about availability and pricing there these days, but I know, just because of the people that go there, I know there's still good value in going to those countries, and we'll try and do a little more of that and try and open up the variety of stones that are available. That said, there's one last Tanzanite here. And this stone I've kind of been sitting on for a while, just because it's a pretty extraordinary stone. I took it out for somebody. I've been sitting on it for better part of a year probably, and finally pulled it out just before we were going on this trip to Tanzania, just to maybe get a sale and make my wife happy that I added some money to make it easier for what I knew I was going to be spending overseas. So this stone came out, and it's probably out for a limited time. I'm not going to guarantee I'm not going to retract this from the market for long, just because it's a special stone. I mean, it's got everything. It's got the red flash, as you can see, that we would like to find in a really top quality stone. It's got a great color mix. It's beautifully cut, and I don't know what the overall rating, another 990 on the stone. Again, I didn't cut it, but as you can see, the quality of the cutting is there, and the color is second to none. So just a really special stone, weighs 18 karat 42. And it's blue violet exceptional. I'm not sure what the mix is, but looks like maybe 40 blue, 60% violet would be my guess on it. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what the listing is. It's a VS1 clarity. Everything about the stone is just exceptional. They just don't come better than this. Praise price of $23,946. Our online price $13,840. With the 15% off, it's $11,764 or $639 a carat. They don't get better than this, and it could quickly go back into my collection. I don't have many stones put away, but I do have 3 or 4 of them, and a few pieces are off. But there is an occasional stone that I run across that I think, yeah, that's probably worth putting away. Just because I know either in my lifetime or definitely in my kids' lifetime, this stone will become a valuable gem. When they're the top in their quality, and a stone with a nice shape like this and beautifully cut, there is value down the line in it.
So limited time offer.
Yeah, I mean, I've had it for at least a year, and it hasn't seen the website for that amount of time. But there's still stones available, and it's probably something that I've always tried not to be a collector of gems, just because if you become a collector, you don't have the top ones to sell, which people expect from you. So, but it's one of those that's worth putting away, and if somebody out there doesn't express an interest quickly in it, it'll go back to the vault, which is right behind me. Yeah. So there's another 50, another 30 stones.
Quite a few more stones. I think if we actually tried to talk about them all, we'd probably be here till 1 or 2 in the morning.
Yeah. And keep track of what's going online, because there's a lot more Tanzanites that I'm going to try and get online here in the near future, and really a wide variety of sizes and cuts and shapes, but all really top gem colors. And like I say, the cutting is the best in the world. We didn't do it, but I'm really proud to present the quality of cutting, and just excited about the future with these 2 cutters I've met in Africa. It's just great to see that finally somebody, it's something I've been trying to get somebody to get involved in the cutting business with me over there, but it just hasn't happened. And to find a couple of cutters that are doing the quality that I want to do and the quality of color that we need, it just made this trip really special for us. And I'm glad my sons could be with me for it, it's going to be a big part of our future, both Kenya and Tanzania. So, questions?
Yeah. So, can you hold that pendant up or hold the stone up as a pendant?
The Tanzanite?
Yes. So they can get an idea of the size. I don't know if it's too big for a ring. I'm not sure.
Nah, not. Whoops.
I see some red flash there too.
Oh yeah, it's full of it.
This gem is full of red flash.
Yes.
Not only has it, it's full of it.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
All right, everybody. So on the live chat, if you do have questions, please post them now. I think we answered most of them, but I may have missed some. But if you have any questions, just post it there below. And I
What am I
will
doing?
ask Steve.
Huh?
What else are we doing here?
Oh, I told Steve to give Mineral Mike a little plug.
Oh, okay. Here's some things from Mineral Mike. Here's a crystal that's way too big for the camera. What's this thing weigh?
That's like 234 carats.
234 carats.
That's better.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you like
That's a big one.
specimens, if you go to MoreGems.com, and I'll throw the link in the chat. He's got some amazing stuff.
And it's been really frustrating because he's getting more sales than I've been getting lately.
Yeah.
Yeah,
People have
it's-
found out about him.
Yeah, it's been good. There's green garnet or green Tourmaline.
Sorry, go ahead, Jeff. Steve could just show some stuff.
Yeah, as Steve's showing these some of these crystals from Mineral Mike. Again, if you're still on here and you haven't yet, make sure to sign up for the giveaway. It's an easy way to win either a Tanzanite Gemstone or a Tanzanite crystal from MineralMike.com. So all you got to do is go to MoreGems.com, and in the navigation, there's a link that just says giveaway. Just click it, enter your email, and we'll be choosing the winner on Friday. All the stones tonight, like I said, if you go to MoreGems.com and there's a big green banner, there's a lot more stones that we didn't talk about. So if you like any of those or some that you may have missed, you can add it to the cart, and
You're going to need to end
you
this.
can add
Can you?
the coupon code AFRICA, and that will give you 15% off that product price. And we accept credit card, PayPal, financing, all that's available. So some great prices. And just remember, returns, we know it's Christmas coming up, so you don't have to have any hesitation. You can return up through January 15th. And along with these, of course, we do custom design. So you don't have to take it to a local jeweler or anything to get this set an amazing piece of jewelry. We can do that all here for you. What am I missing? I don't know. Again, if you like the show, please give us a thumbs up below. It's really easy. Just click it. That really helps us out. And if you want to get any more notifications about our upcoming shows, just hit that subscribe button below. That really just would help us out. Other than that, some questions. Are you ready, Steve?
Sure.
When you guys were in Tanzania, did we find any spinel?
Well, I have one out at GIA trying to see what the nature of it is. I have, we had, probably 3 or 4 stones that didn't turn out to be exactly what they were presented as. And I'm thinking that spinel is probably a synthetic. The RI was off, but the RI of spinels by color varies somewhat. So I sent it GIA just to check it out. Came from somebody reputable, but we all make mistakes. I had a few fancy tanzanites that didn't actually turn out to be what we expected. When we were first there, I was doing a refractive index on every one because Tanzanite's pretty easy to ID just by refractive index. But I bought a couple that one turned out to be a morganite and the other turned out to be a Tourmaline, which that one was remarkable, the color. I should have thought twice about it, but came from somebody I didn't expect that from. And I'm sure it won't be a problem as far as getting it back with them on the next trip. But had a few, those were the few stones that were issues. So we'll see. The spinel is a really, really nice purple, beautiful square cushion, 4 carat. So we'll find out from GIA what they think about it, whether there's any treatments involved or whether it's a synthetic or not. I'm betting on it being a synthetic, but hopefully not, because it was a pretty exciting spinel. Yeah.
Phil would like to know if you can show the Spessartite garnet. Is that one not?
It wasn't in the show.
Oh, okay.
Those stones out, Steve.
Which ones would it be?
The extras.
Do we have
Was
those?
there a Spessartite in there?
Yeah, there should be a. Let me see. I believe no, that's not it. It's a oval cut Spessartite 604 carats.
Really?
Great looking orange on that one. Again, we've got a lot of stones that are in that collection that are 15% off that we didn't talk about tonight. This being one of them. Just again, it's a little after 10 here, so
There's
we
not one in here.
have to limit our show, but no.
We'll have to look for that.
Okay. All right, Phil, we'll look for it and we'll shoot. We could shoot you an email. Maybe do a little video or something for you, but we can. We'll have to look for that one.
Oh, yeah. Those are ones I bought from an estate. They were nice stones. Yeah. Not sure why it was listed for this. Yeah, I guess. Yes, we'll. If we have your information, we'll. I don't know what else besides what's online I'm going to show him, but
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, Phil. We'll reach out to you. Let's see. Jesus said, "I'm looking for a sugar loaf, either ruby or blue sapphire, untreated and unheated. Have you seen those before?"
No.
No.
Sugar loaf, I kind of know what cut you're talking about, but you probably, if you've seen them as synthetics. Yeah, I don't think you're going to generally find that cut in natural sapphires, untreated, especially untreated and unheated. I would say good luck there. But I mean, it may exist, but mostly what has been in the market in those kind of cuts has been synthetics. Oh.
All right. Okay. Carter is having a dilemma here. We need to figure out, can you hold up the 21.16 carat versus the 18.42 carat? And you'd like your opinion on which one you like better.
Yeah, that's tough. It's whether you like blue or you like and that's it. You want one with more blue or you want one with more violet, I guess. Let me get out tweezers.
All right, he's looking, everybody.
Okay, where are we at here? Oh, it's not on.
I think our batteries are gone. Yeah, all three of them.
All three of them went, huh?
Yep.
There's one.
All right, everybody. Our batteries have gone. We're coming. I think we got another battery. So Steve's on his way to the vault. Give us a little bit here. Yeah, thanks everybody for watching. He's coming. Make sure you sign up for that giveaway if you haven't. Got the big vault behind us. If you haven't known, like our business is in a very old bank. I think it's from like 1874. So if you're ever out in near Crown Point, Indiana, that's where our store is, and we open up pretty much our showcase on Tuesdays and Saturdays. So if you ever want to come and visit us. Carter, it's not your fault. Don't worry.
There we go.
Well, I think we're good. Got a lot of batteries here, which is good.
You want to give me a full screen? Ooh. Some big stones.
All right.
Well, yeah. One is mostly blue, and the other is a good mix of blue and violet. You know, you see my opinion on both of them. They're both 990s, I think. So it just comes down to more blue or more of a mix of color that you like.
You like the one on the right more, Steve? Well,
Do I?
'cause, yeah, you had that.
Well, I've had that, but we just bought the other one.
True.
And for a blue stone, it's as good as it gets. You know, if you really like blue, I mean, of course, the oval is the choice, but the mix of blue and violet, the cushions, so it's really the choice of the two different colors that people think are the best in the business, and either one of them would fit as the best in its color range. The 60-40 split is generally what I recommend to people, except when you have a stone that's so blue like this other one that looks like a blue sapphire. So it really comes down to what your preference is. Half the websites out there would pick the blue one, and whereas I would probably pick the blue violet personally, but either stone is a near perfect stone. This, if you wanted to own the full range of colors, what the best of choices in Tanzanite, these two stones would be like what you'd put in a museum to show the color range of Tanzanite. Either one of them would be the finest in existence.
All right. Very good explanation there.
Yeah.
Yes. So I know Jacqueline.
I don't know if it sells you, but
Yes.
That's how I see it.
Yeah, I think we had two people looking at least the 18.42 karat one. So, but you can't go wrong with either. So, okay. So hopefully that helps both of you out. Another question we had was, for the stones that we bring out of Africa, do we always need a broker?
Well, whatever you do in Tanzanite, you always need to bring them into the country. Yes, you do need a broker.
Okay.
If that's what you're talking about. Whatever you bring from any country, you really need a broker.
All right, that works. Any other questions, anybody? Post them now. We still got about 60, 70 people watching, but again, I'll see if any more flow through, but if, again, thanks everybody for giving us those thumbs up. We hit 152. If you didn't click it, if you could, just at the end of the show. And again, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's really easy to do, and you'll get all the new stuff. And lastly, if you didn't sign up for that giveaway, it's going on until Friday. So we'll pick it then, but it's easy right now. Just go to MoreGems.com, click that giveaway link, and enter your email address, and you'll be entered to win one of those two. And if you like any of these stones, again, we offer credit card, we offer PayPal, we have financing. Tomorrow, if you want to call us and put it on layaway, you can. And again, just use Africa as a coupon code in checkout, and that'll take an additional 15% off. Or those hidden gems, you can use the coupon code RARE25, and that'll take 25% off those stones. So, and any of these stones that you guys bought tonight, if you want us to do any kind of design with them, just email us, or you can give us a call tomorrow. We'll be here. We'll be able to help you out with that.
Yeah, and keep watching. We have a lot more gems that we bought in Kenya and Tanzania. They'll be going on the website. A lot of it is Tanzanite. That's kind of what we went for, and it's what we had success getting. And many, many cut stones, just all sorts of shapes, and just a lot of unique smaller stones. I mean, full range of sizes. So pretty, like I said, it's excited about what we found and what the future is there for us. It's really was a remarkably successful show or trip for us. So.
That's it.
Got anything to say there, Mike?
All right, Steve forgot his paper, so he doesn't know what to say at the end. So we want to thank everybody for watching. Don't forget to, like Jeffrey said, give us a like, share, do all the things, hit that bell for so you can get alerts for when we do go live. And that's going to do it for us tonight.
All right.
What's your name, Steve?
Don't do that to me. No, thanks everybody for watching, and I want to tell you to keep on gemming.